we're live this Thursday morning. Bex, you're looking nice.
Thanks.
Yes.
Got my gardening shorts on.
I
Why
like
not?
your gardening shorts,
Why
I do. So, yes, we are live this Thursday.
Happy Halloween if you're into that. Woohoo!
Yeah, we don't look scary, do we? We should have dressed out, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I was going to bring in. I've got this. I've got a pumpkin costume that's got one of those air filter pump things in it, and it blows. But I thought it might affect the mic too much, so I decided
and actually, it
not
might be hard to get around in the potted shop. But anyway, if you just joined us, we've actually got a really special show because.
Yeah.
We really want to encourage everybody to grow their own, and we're going to get fruity over the next few hours because we've actually got the best selection of fruit trees we've ever done. I mean, it's a huge selection, isn't it?
So many. We've got apples, pears, plums. We've also got citrus, where we've got oranges, limes, lemons, grapefruit.
Yeah, I was going to say grapefruit.
We've got. I was going to say wine. No, we've got grapes as well. We've got white grapevine for you. We've got all the berries over here.
Including
all
some
the berries.
And some really unusual ones like a black raspberry, the Tayberry. I mean, these are incredible. And then over there, we're thinking Christmas, we've got cranberry.
I'm excited about the cranberry.
Yeah, I am.
Sean was just saying, like, he meant to buy it last year and didn't.
Yeah.
And we're both thinking about it, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why we didn't buy it last year.
Make your own cranberry sauce at Christmas.
Yeah. And we've actually got some Christmas gift ideas as well. But I was going to say, if you've got space to grow your own, and you have actually with the products we've got, because we've got some miniature fruit trees, some miniature orchards. But you imagine, even if you just buy one item from the show, one fruit tree, one citrus tree, the joy that's going to give you for the next 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, with a fruit tree, it could be even 50 years, could outlive you. But we also have a free gift to go with the fruit trees, Bex, don't we?
We do, and this is really handy because you're going to get the tree stake plus the tie to go in with it, which is just going to give it that nice bit of stability that it needs while it's getting established. What are you laughing at, the tie?
No. Right, I'm going to just
hurt himself.
Right, so I hurt my back gardening yesterday. And I was just saying the other week, I said, I never get any aches or pains injuries.
It's true.
And I was lugging loads of stuff in the garden yesterday. I've hurt my back. So if I'm moving like an old man.
He's been a bit. He's moving around the potting shop like this today.
I just picked up that step. Honestly, I'm moving like my mum does today. So anyway, so if you're thinking, what's wrong with Sean? We'll tell you which of the trees come with the stake and the tie, basically.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Which is really important because in the early years, the last thing you want is for the tree to get damaged, for it to, maybe break in high storms and things. So that will come free with a huge amount of the fruit trees
Important
today.
to point out that these ties, by the way, are very soft, aren't
they?
These aren't going to cut into the stem spark. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. They're not going to cut into the stems of your tree. They're going to protect them. Yeah,
and fully adjustable as well, depending on the thickness of the actual trunk. Now, we are going to start with a mini orchard, and because you get 3 trees here, you will get 3 of the stakes to go with them. Really, that's really good value to get those, isn't
absolutely.
It? Yeah, so you're going to get 3 of those.
You need to use the code to get your free gift, though, so do bear that in mind. It's YGTV4424. It's a new code this week. It's not for every single thing we're doing, but it is with the fruit trees, and we'll tell you when that is applicable. And
don't forget, you will also get your free postage when you spend over £40 with us today as well. So do try and get your order to over £40. If you don't, the most you'll pay postage-wise is £6.99. Right, just quickly, so these 3 fruit trees, they're the nation's favourites. So you've got Apple Braeburn, Pear Conference and Plum Victoria. So in terms of apples, pears and plums, they are the nation's favourites then?
Absolutely. Every single one of these, absolute favourite when it comes to whichever variety it is that you're looking at. Plum Victoria, obviously, absolutely gorgeous and juicy. The pear, you get those gorgeous pears on there, and Apple Braeburn, which is, it's the perfect eating apple, but you can actually use it as a dessert apple as well, which is brilliant. It's brilliant in pies and things.
And in fact, all of these, I mean, your Victoria plums as well, they could be used for colouring uses as well. But the most popular apple in the UK is Braeburn. It's that lovely balance of kind of sweet and sharp at the same time.
Sweet and tangy, isn't it?
Yeah. Conference pear, that's the juiciest of pears. Just imagine that juice just dribbling down your chin, into my beard in my case. And if you think about it, that's going to give you fruit starting kind of July with your plums, and then moving into maybe September with your pears and October with your apples. So fruit from July through to October, and kilos over many, many years. And these are really good. These arrive as bare roots. They're really good, aren't they? Look
Excellent
at these.
roots, yeah. So they come wrapped, by the way. So all you have to do is take them out of their wrappings. It's a bare root. It's a dormant tree at the moment. We know that it's fine because you can do the scratch test.
Yes.
Just doing it there. Look, you can see that there is green underneath there. We're not selling you a dead twig. Honestly, it's perfectly fine. It's just dormant right now. Get it home, unwrap it, soak it. Overnight, probably.
Yeah,
Give it a really, really good drink in a bucket of water, and then you're ready to plant it out. Now, the beautiful thing about the mini orchard fruit tree collection is that you don't need a great big orchard. You don't need acres of land in order to plant these, do you? You can actually grow these in our heavy-duty pots, which you can get a pack of 4 of these if you want.
No, pack of 3.
Pack of 3, apologies. We've done a pack of 3 specifically to go with this particular deal here. So grab yourself a pack of those and you've got a pot for each of the mini orchard trees.
And I've actually grown fruit trees in these pots previously, and I'll be honest, eventually I did put them in the ground, but they were happy there for about 4 or 5 years.
Absolutely.
And they did really, really well. So that's a great combination to go for the heavy duty pots and the mini orchard. And by the way, it is called a mini orchard because these have actually been grafted on mini rootstocks, so they can never, I remember my auntie having a plum tree, and it was, you couldn't even see the plums at the top, but these have been grafted on what we call mini rootstocks, so they are never ever going to get too big, only a few meters.
See that grafting
point
there
it is.
Down at the, sort of here, look where that knobble is. That's the grafting point. Here we've got, Henry, isn't it? Planting out one of the mini orchard fruit trees into our heavy duty pots. Nice and simple. You keep that grafting point above the planting surface, water it in, sit back and wait. They're fully winter hardy. You don't need to worry about that. Yeah,
so even if it's a really cold winter, no problem. Just make sure that they don't dry out. I know it's unlikely in the winter, but if we do get a dry spell and it's quite windy, just keep on top of the watering. And then in springtime, they will be covered in blossom. They are self-fertile as well, so you don't need to buy 2 of each one of them. No. They will, pollinate themselves, and you may get a little bit of fruit in the first year. A little bit. You may do.
You're planting for the future, which we all know as gardeners. This is very much an investment in the future, isn't it? You will get loads and loads of fruits on these once they get established as well.
Now, they should be 60 quid, basically, 59.97. Today, using that offer code YGTV 4424, you will get them for just 24.97. And if you use that offer code, you will get 3 of the steaks and...
I'll do it.
I hate this back business.
You'll get 3 of the ties to go with it as well. Fully flexible, going to protect the bark and the stems of the tree. Also fully adjustable because they've got all the different notches on there. So depending on the thickness of the tree you're staking in place, you can move that.
And just to show you what that looks like in your basket. So we've put the code in there, and that means we're going to get 3 lots of those steaks. We're also popped in 3 heavy duty pots, and of course you will need your compost. And in fact, the compost there, you get 100 litres, the heavy duty pots are 30 litres, so that's about right, to be honest. So yeah, that is a perfect basket. You've got all the compost you need, you've got the pots to grow the trees in, 3 trees, and you've got the stakes to go with them as well. And you are only spending £3 more than what the trees would normally cost by themselves.
Wow, that's
it's really
amazing.
Good, isn't it? Really good.
I mean, just think about how long you're going to have those for. As you say, these can, with the proper care, and it's a minimal amount, these can last you 50, 60 years. Honestly, they can outlive you basically.
I was going to say they probably definitely outlive me. Right, now we've also got some. We've had a lot of requests recently for citrus trees, and we've got some classics. And some really unusual ones as well.
We've got some amazing ones as well, and these are the really nicely established ones too. So here I've got, I think it's the mandarin. Yeah, this one's the mandarin citrus that we've got here, down to £29.99 in that huge 4-litre pot. We've also got the citrus lemon next to there. I love the idea of growing your own lemons. How exciting would that be? Grow your own lemons and then cut those, put those in your gin and tonic.
I was just thinking gin too.
Oh yes, please. At the end we've got the large orange. Excuse me, the large orange as well, so citrus orange in the 4-litre. Is it every single one of these you get the steak with, Stu?
Great.
Yeah, you're still going to get a steak with every single one of these, so make sure you use the code. That's how you get the saving on the price, but that's also how you get your free gift included.
Now, one that I've got at the back, I've actually got this grapefruit. Now, I've only got little grapefruits on it right now, because it takes about a year from actually the blossom to producing a full-size fruit, but it's a lovely journey.
Love it.
It really is.
And you get, of course, we often talk about all the fruits that you get, but do remember that those fruits come from the blossom, and it is gorgeous blossom, and it's a lovely scent to it as well. And each of the leaves on the plant, when you take the leaf off and you give it a little squeeze, they are fragrant too. They smell like the fruit that it's going to be producing. And
then the final one we've got up here is a lime.
Yeah, I mean, we've got everything. We've got oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruit, all the berries, all the apples, pears and plums as well. Plus, we've got peaches and all sorts coming up for you as well.
Now, they will need winter protection. So in the winter, you want them in a nice bright room, but not near central heating.
Yeah.
But put them outside in the summertime. But they're all self-fertile as well. So, you know, you don't need to worry about getting pairs of them. But we've got every single citrus fruit that you could imagine. And they look beautiful, don't they? Even though they're not in blossom or fruiting at the moment, they look really lovely.
I think they're very attractive. They've got lovely glossy green leaves on them, so they're attractive in their own right. But then, of course, you are going to be able to pick your own fruits from that as well.
Now we've got more fruit than a fruit shop. I remember going to the grocers as a child and buying fruit. I mean, obviously it's all in the supermarkets now, but we've even got the peach tree in Redhaven now. This peach tree, this is winter hardy, so this one can stay outside. And do you know what? We're actually in the best prices we've ever seen. And I've worked for YouGarden for about 20 years. And honestly, to get a peach for $9.99, $8.99, it'll arrive as a bare root, same principles as the mini orchard. Give it a soak overnight and plant it. And you can plant it in the ground. You can plant it in one of our heavy duty pots. It needs a nice sunny spot. In fact, all of the fruit trees ideally a nice sunny spot. So south facing, but it is fully winter hardy, this one. The only thing I will say, when it's in blossom, and it will blossom kind of like April, May time, maybe even a little bit early, depending on where you live, just protect the blossom from the frost. But the actual tree itself is hardy and can stay outside all year round, 300-010. And then the other one that we've got is the apricot. There's loads more, by the way, but the other one that sort of matches the peach is the apricot. And again, same here, fully winter hardy, just protects the blossom from frost so you get a bigger yield. And when this is fully established, you can get between 200 to 300 apricots a year, which is incredible. That one's just $9.99. Recommended retail price $19.99. Now, you like cherries, don't you, Bex?
Do love a cherry, and I love the Stella cherry tree here. This has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. Also got the Perfect for Pollinators badge. It's a grower quality tree on that mini rootstock as well, which is it. I don't want you to underestimate that grafting process. It is a meticulous process, self-fertile, hardy, reliable cropper from about its third season onwards, has a really good resistance to late frosts, which is why this is a fantastic variety. And what else do I want to say to you? Yes, you're going to get kilos and kilos worth of fruit from this once this gets established. Comes to you as that bare root as well.
Yeah, and it's a great time to plant your bare roots. 300-005. Now, and I do love my wine, as some of you know. And what is wine made from? Grapes, of course. And this is the white grapevine. Now, I had a grapevine in my old garden. And do you know what? I was just amazed how quickly it grew.
I love how vigorous it is. You know, my friend's got a grapevine that they have around they call it their little taverna. They sit outside, this lovely little just raised platform, which is where they have their their table and stuff. But it is really beautifully enclosed by the grapevine because you get so much growth from it.
And it just looks so attractive to see those grapes just hanging down sort of late summer into autumn time. And again, this can produce kilos, tens of kilos. 340-034, fully winter hard as well. This variety is designed to thrive in the UK at $19.99. Right. I need sympathy today. I've got a bad back from gardening. I'm not used to it.
Stu's not giving him any sympathy.
No,
right, good morning to you all. Elaine, hello to you.
Elaine.
Norfolk Eco. Andy, Christina.
Morning.
Neil, hello everybody.
Hello, Neil.
Elaine is saying fruit trees. Any fruit trees? Yes, we've shown you some fruit trees.
Elaine,
she's also saying I need an apple and a pear tree. I just want to point out, we've got the mini orchard collection where you can get all three of them, the apple, the pear and the plum. But if you want them individually, because Elaine, you're saying you need an apple and a pear tree, you don't have to buy all three. You can get them individually if you want to.
Although the
value in the three.
Yeah. The only thing is, Elaine, it would work out nearly £30 to buy 2 individual trees. You might as well get the mini orchard for £24.99, and your club members, you get it for £22.50, wouldn't you?
But if you do just want individuals, they are available as individuals.
And Elaine, we've got loads of other trees as well. We've got, I mean, it's the biggest fruit selection we've ever done. It's a really great show today, actually.
And Elaine's saying, how big do they grow? So the ultimate height, I think you're talking about the fruit trees, ultimate height probably about 2 metres.
Yeah, because they're on
that dwarf root stock.
So, you know, you can grow them in a pot, Elaine.
Yeah. So lots of people in the chat. Thank you very much. Oh, hang on. Question.
I'm getting no sympathy from a bad back. Have you noticed, Bex?
They'll come. Don't you worry. I'm sure they're all going to give you sympathy. It's going to come. Question, grapes grow outside?
Yes!
Victoria, yes, absolutely. Yep. They're hardy, they can grow outside. Obviously, you need lovely, warm summer, bright sunshine. But yeah, you'll get the grapes growing.
And ideally, you want to put them in a spot where you get full sunshine all day, but they will tolerate, you know, part sun. But when I grew mine in my last house, it got sun all day long, and it just did amazing, really did. Well, fully winds hardy. OK,
so Norfolk Eco, can you ask hosts which fruiting trees you have are best for training to climb up a trellis? Stick with us, Norfolk Eco, because there are a few. Certainly kiwi, Tayberry potentially as well.
And the grapevine, depending on how big the trellis is.
Yeah, and raspberry would be really good for growing up. Sorry, it's a black raspberry. Black raspberry. It's not a blackberry, it's a black raspberry. Yeah. But yeah, those, raspberry, kiwi, Tayberry, definitely. What did you say? And the grape.
Yeah, it depends how big because the grape will grow really big, so it depends how big the trellis is.
See, I knew it was going to be Elaine that gave you the first bit of sympathy. I didn't want to say it just in case, but I knew it'd be Elaine.
Thanks, Elaine. Do you know, it's so-and-so's law, but last week I was saying to everyone, I said, do you know what, I never get aches or pains. I'm really lucky. I honestly never... And then...
I mean, for an old man, you do very well,
No,
don't
I do.
You?
I don't have a single ache or pain normally. And yet yesterday I was just really stupid. I've spent the last 2 days gardening. And I was moving loads of stuff into the greenhouse, and I never think, you know, I know you're supposed to lift things like...
Don't do it.
But I just
You're supposed to bend at the knees,
I did none of that, so yes, do not do what I did. Right, this section, I think it's all under 20, but most items are under £10.
Yes.
And these are in big pots as well, and really well established. This honestly, this is a really special show today. We're going to start off with the raspberry that's black, called the Black Jewel.
The black raspberry, incredibly aromatic flavour. It is so good compared to regular raspberries, particularly high in antioxidants as well. It's tough, it's hardy, originally from the US, but really well suited to UK conditions. Excellent disease resistance we're talking about here. Grows on the previous year's growth. So very much like Tayberry, what we're going to do is we're going to train one stem to the left, one stem to the right. So basically, you can normally tell with them which one's the newer growth and which one's the older growth. And what you'll do is you'll train them in opposite directions. And then after fruiting, you cut down that stem. And next year, you know, you're picking from the one on the other side. So it's really simple way of doing it.
But it always it will always fruit on the old wood.
Yeah, it fruits on the old wood. So once it's fruited, cut that cane down, but just train them to go in opposite directions, and then you always know which side you're dealing with. You're not going to get confused.
It's not difficult.
No.
But
really
again,
easy.
A nice sunny spot. This one, I'm right in saying, Bex, but it will grow well in pretty much all types of soil as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which amazed me, even your clay soil.
Even my clay soil, absolutely. It's not going to get too sprawling either. You know, we're not talking massive, maybe a couple of metres that it'll go, you know, in the growth, but very easy to maintain and control. So yeah, just give it something to support against, grow it up a wall or a fence, a bit of trellis, tie it into place, perfect.
Yeah, but what an amazing price, and now's a great time to plant it and get it ready for next year. Right, we're going to move on to kiwi next. Now, again, it's another one that I've had my eye on for a little while, and it's a kiwi Jenny. Because it was only really from working here at YouGarden that I realised you could grow kiwis in the UK.
I know, in the UK.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
it's amazing, isn't it?
Well, isn't it because they come from, what did you tell me, Stu? China, yeah. So obviously they get quite cold temperatures there. So yeah, so, they actually work here. They do want a nice sunny spot. Yes. Everything on this table that we're showing you needs to be in a really nice, bright, sunny spot, okay, in order to get those gorgeous fruits.
So if you've got like a nice south-facing sheltered wall or a fence, something like that would be ideal for this one.
It is deciduous, so it's still holding on to some of its leaves at the moment, but obviously it is going to drop. So I just want to prepare you for it. When you get it home, it is probably going to drop its leaves very soon, but don't worry about that. It is fully winter hardy. It's a very reliable, self-fertile variety as well. So again, we don't have any worries of having to buy in multiples. A tried and tested variety is one of the best performers in the UK. Just grow it up against a sunny south-facing wall. It's quite vigorous, but responds well to pruning, so don't worry about that either. And you should get fruit within a couple of years.
Yeah. And obviously, the more mature this is, the more fruit, the bigger harvest you're going to get.
I do love a kiwi.
I do.
I like eating it with a spoon, like it's a little bowl. I quite like getting a spoon in there and eating them like that.
Hey, Amanda, thanks for the bad back sympathy, by the way.
Well done, Amanda. Who else has given you sympathy? Ruth?
I woke up in the middle of that one in the loo, and I couldn't get out of bed. I was like, ah!
I like Ruth. She said, bad back, Shaun. Every gardener's got a bad back.
Well, you see, I don't normally have it anyway.
I like you.
It's true, though, isn't it?
True.
But I'm normally really lucky. But anyway, the garden looks great.
That's it.
I feel like rubbish, but the garden looks great. That's the main thing.
It's one of the things we have to do, isn't it? Put a bad back.
Right, we're gonna move on. This is another really exceptional fruit, and it's called a Tayberry, which is. I always think of this as like a giant raspberry.
Yeah, well, it's a hybrid, isn't it, of a raspberry and a blackberry. But the beautiful thing about mixing the two things together is that you've got the perfect combination between the sweetness and the tartness. So you get this gorgeous, sweet, lovely, vitamin-packed fruit from here. Wait before they're a really deep red before you start picking them. Put them in a nice sunny spot. Same thing with this as with the raspberry. Train them in opposite directions because it will fruit on the previous year's growth, and then you always know which canes you are trimming back. It is deciduous, so it's probably going to drop its leaves very soon, but it is also self-fertile, so don't worry about that one. Again,
I nearly bought this one last year. I'm glad I didn't, because today it is £5.99. And I know a lot of you might be asking, well, hang on, if this Tayberry is so delicious, if it's a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry, why can't you buy it in the supermarkets? And there's just a simple reason. It doesn't travel well. So, I mean, funny enough, I opened up some raspberries this morning that I only bought, the sell-by date was the 31st, which is today. Mm-hmm. Bought them yesterday morning, but I opened it this morning and a couple on the top were already going a bit mouldy. So raspberries don't actually keep and travel that well, but the Tayberry is even worse, which is why you don't see it in the supermarkets, but it is absolutely delicious. So that is on my list today.
Love that.
I had a quick question about the kiwi. Who was that from?
Elaine asking when it's going to fruit. I mean, it depends on the size of when you bought it, but we say with this it should fruit within 2 to 3 years. So within a few years.
Or does she mean which month does it fruit?
Oh.
Is
that what you mean? It's not about September, October time you'd be picking the fruits.
Yeah. But it will take, with all of these, it's going to take a couple of years to really get them going.
To really get established. You might be lucky, and certainly with, I mean, Tayberry is quite vigorous. That should crop within the first couple of years. You might get some fruits, particularly off the smaller ones, early on.
With your green fingers, Elaine, I don't think you'll be waiting long.
Not long at all.
I don't. I can imagine next September you'll be sending in pictures of your kiwi, knowing you.
Definitely.
Right.
We've got the Honeyberry.
Yes. Now, this is something we've both got, haven't we?
Yeah, and I did get a few I mean, I bought them as babies. I had them as teeny tiny ones that I planted about 18 months ago. 18 months, 2 years ago, and I got a few fruits this year, but this is already really nicely established.
So this is the size I bought, and even in the first year, I actually got quite a nice little harvest.
Yeah.
I'm now I was in year 2 this year, and I got
You got a good harvest.
Yeah, good, and they are delicious.
So the ones I've got at home that I planted 18 or so months ago, they're just getting to this size now, and as I say, I've got a few this year. So I would imagine from this one, you will get some fruits next year.
Definitely.
But the beautiful thing about Honeyberry is it's totally winter hardy. It's gonna crop for you reliably every single year, and the Honeyberry is so juicy, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, It is similar to blueberry, but I think it's sweeter and it's bigger and it's fleshier. Yeah. Some people say there's a bit of kiwi in the taste. I don't taste that.
I just think it's a bit sweeter. That's what it is, isn't it? Just a bit sweeter than a blueberry.
But they're big and juicy and absolutely gorgeous. It is actually from the honeysuckle family. But don't think you can eat all the berries off any honeysuckle. You can't. But this one is the most delicious fruit that you could ever imagine.
And absolutely packed with antioxidants. It's the dark-skinned fruits that tend to be the best ones for you. And it's supposed to be even sort of better. You know, this one's supposed
to be
good
for bad backs.
Maybe good for bad backs, yeah. But big fruits, nice and elongated fruits, normally fruiting towards the end of summer, so August, September time. You get the lovely blossom on there in springtime as well. It is deciduous, don't worry about that. Getting these in the ground now means you're getting a head start on next year. It can focus on root production right now, and then it can focus on fruit production next year.
And it doesn't need, unlike the the blueberry rather, it doesn't need ericaceous compost.
No.
So just, regular premium professional compost is fine for this. But honestly, when I first tasted a honeyberry, I just thought it was the most beautiful fruit ever. It is incredibly tasty, sweet, so nice and fleshy. And actually, I found mine really easy to grow. I've just got mine in a pot, nice sunny spot.
Yeah.
Very easy to grow.
Totally easy. Minimal pruning required on here. I mean, for the first year or so, I probably wouldn't do much pruning with this. But after that, you just do it sort of annually. After you've done your fruit harvest, just remove any overcrowded or crossing stems. Take the tips off just to encourage new growth to come through, which will give you more fruits.
That is such a good price, isn't it?
So good.
It really is. $5.99, and that is the Lonicera Honeyberry in the 1.7 litre pot. Honestly, these are normally £15 each.
Yeah, now is the time to get that at that price, isn't it?
In fact, Bex, I wonder what you paid for because you got yours in the little 9 centimetre. I wonder what you paid. Did you just buy one?
No, there was
3.
There was 3.
I think it was 3 for £15.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's not going to be $5.99, is it?
And that obviously.
And then they're only just getting to this size now,
yeah. So that is. I cannot recommend that one highly enough. It's amazing. And in fact, we've just looked, and the honeyberry on our website in the 9 centimetre pot, which is a lot smaller, obviously, than this, is $9.99. So that is an amazing price on YGTV today. I hope you feel inspired. Bex and I are really hoping that every single one of you buys one of our fruit trees today, because whatever size garden you've got, we've got fruit for you, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, lots of these will grow really well in little pots and things.
Absolutely.
And then we are also going to bring you another fruit that's very high in antioxidants, and it is our blueberry.
Yeah. Right, so this one's the one that needs ericaceous compost.
Yes.
So I have this collection, and the reason I got this collection is because you're not getting 3 of the same variety, you're getting 3 different varieties. You've got an early cropper, a mid cropper, and a late cropper. So within the blueberry season, it means that you're extending that blueberry picking season. You're not going to get a big glut all in one go. One's going to start early, one will start mid, and one will go slightly later, which means you're just getting more blueberries. Doesn't matter if you do get a glut all in one go, though, because blueberries freeze brilliantly.
Yeah,
so you can get a bag of these, stick them in the freezer, and then you can just go and get a handful as and when you need to. But you do need the ericaceous compost here. I don't have ericaceous, soil in my garden, so what I'm doing is I am growing these in our heavy-duty pots. We have a pack of 3 of them available today, which is for the fruit trees, but you could also go for them with these. We are delivering these with those, by the way, so you do get 3 pots, which these will live in there over winter quite happily, but they're too small for them to live in there for long term. Yeah. So if you want to use those just to house them over the winter, fine, but it might be worth grabbing some of our heavy duty pots for these to go into. They are deciduous, so they're going to drop their leaves, but blueberries give one of the most fantastic autumn displays to the colours of the leaves.
Good point.
You can see how beautiful the colours of the leaves are, and they really do give an amazing display. They're kind of on par with acers and the display that acers give with the colours of their leaves.
And we should say, in the springtime when these flower, they're really pretty as well.
So pretty,
So they're a really good all-rounder. And it's a complete blueberry collection, as Bex said, giving you 7 months of gorgeous blueberries that are nutritious, delicious, and can be used in so many different ways. Sprinkled on your cereal, sprinkled on your yogurt, put in blueberry muffins, used in the summer fruit pudding, so many different uses. 201304. Now we have got a little Christmas section coming up next.
We have indeed.
Because Christmas Day 8 weeks yesterday.
Wait,
I know.
Is it?
Yeah, 8 weeks today will be Boxing Day. Yeah, I
oh my word!
I
Do you know? I was thinking we're going to have to. Anyway,
we'll
talk about Christmas later. We had a lovely email from Maz the other day. I hope Maz has actually found us because Maz found us on TikTok. Shaun will be live on TikTok this afternoon, by the way. If you want to come and join him for the TikTok show.
Yes, I'll be hobbling around.
But Maz actually found us on TikTok, and we were trying to tell her about this. So hopefully she's found us. But she emailed us some pictures of her blueberries. Maz has been a customer for years of YouGarden.
Oh, my word, these are
great. And she emailed us a few pictures. So these are her blueberries that she's been growing. These are the ones from YouGarden. So that is one of the blueberries. Look at how many flowers are on there. Now, every single one of those flowers you see has the potential to then turn into a blueberry. And let me show you, because she sent us...
I bet she got a great crop
She got a great crop.
Let's have a little look.
Oh, hang on, I've picked the wrong picture. Sorry. There we go.
Oh, that's...
Look, so that is Maz's little crop, a little massive crop of blueberries.
And again, when you look at those, you just know that they're going to just taste so good, aren't they? Because when you do buy them from the supermarket, sometimes they've been stuck in a plastic container for quite a few days and they're just a bit tasteless, or so they're already going over. There's nothing better than grow your own. They really isn't. Right, let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen so far today here on YGTV. So we started with the best price that you could ever imagine on our mini orchard. Now this is great because it actually features the UK's 3 favourite fruits. So you've got Braeburn apple, that is that absolutely stunning apple that's got that wonderful combination of tart and sweet at the same time. A lovely kind of crisp skin to that as well. Then we've got Conference pear, juicy, fleshy, just absolutely delicious. I love it when you bite into a Conference pear and all that juice just literally dribbles down your chin. And then finally, we have got the Victoria plum, which is such a good all-round plum, great for eating, obviously straight from the tree, but also fantastic for cooking as well. Now these are all on dwarf rootstocks, which means they are never going to grow more than a few metres or so. And if you use our offer code today, YGTV4424, it unlocks all the promotions, but most importantly with the fruit trees, it will give you the free stakes and ties. Because in their young years, you really want to make sure that they're given full support. So you get the stakes and the ties to go with those when you use that offer code 30004. Now these also, all of those fruit trees can be grown obviously very nicely in the ground, but they can also be grown in our heavy-duty pots. Now these pots are brilliant. They're such all-rounders. This is me in my garden, and I've got Christmas trees growing in them right now. They'll be moving to the front of my house in a few weeks' time, and I will decorate them and make them look a bit more festive. In the summertime, I had tomatoes growing in there, peppers, cucumbers, great for potatoes as well. But also, when you're not growing things in them, they're just so useful. You know, whenever I'm doing garden jobs and tasks, I put all my tools in there. Great for weeding. That's a euonymus there that's just basically, I don't know what to do with it, so it's just stuck at the back until I give it a proper home. And even when I'm using our professional compost, I tend to decant it in the heavy-duty pots because it just makes it so much easier to use when I'm potting up in my greenhouse. So they are brilliant, but obviously perfect for the mini orchard 130002. Now we have got the best selection of citrus trees today. We've just had a new delivery, and we've got all fruits. So starting with the lemon, which is a Eureka lemon. So the trees themselves are already in 5 to 6 litre pots. They're big, they're well established. They will blossom normally springtime, and it takes about a year for that blossom to become a full-size lemon. You do need to protect these from the frost in the winter, so do bring them inside and keep them in a nice, bright, cool room in winter. 680020. Then we've got the lime, same story with the lime. Same size, and that is 680068. So that will arrive in a 4 litre pot, but with the same size tree. We've also got the orange, which will produce full-size, delicious oranges, and that is 680019 at just $29.99. Now, the one that I've got is a grapefruit, and I've got little grapefruits on it right now, just beginning to form. I say it will take about a year, but it will be so worth it. And they look amazing, actually, when you see those on the trees themselves. 340044 for the citrus grapefruit. And something a little bit different, we've also got the mandarin for you. And these are a bit like the sort of easy peelers that you get in the supermarkets. So a smaller fruit, really nice and sweet, and very easy to peel as well. The kids will love those. 340043 for the citrus mandarin. And then don't forget the other bare roots that we've got for you. And it's a brilliant time to get bare roots right now. We've reduced the price massively of these. This is the Sweet Cherry Stella at just £9.99, 300,005. And that will produce kilos and kilos of cherries over many, many years, if not decades. And we've also got the apricot. Now, the apricot is fully winter hardy. So I do need to point that out. You can leave it outside all year round, but always says protect the blossom from the frost. And that is 300,011 for the apricot early Moorpark bare root there. You get like between 200 and 300 apricots each year when that is established. Then we've also got, very similar story, we've got the peach, which is a Red Haven. Gorgeous foliage on this. And the price today is £9.90. They get lovely blossom in the springtime. These are all self-fertile, by the way. All the trees on the show are self-fertile, so you don't need pairs of them. And that is 300,010 for the peach Red Haven there. Now we've also got a grapevine for you. I had a grapevine in my previous house, and I loved it, and it actually grew really quickly, and I ended up with, some years I'd have like over 100 bunches of grapes, and it looks really attractive. But of course, if you're thinking, hang on, grapevines in the UK, this particular variety is really, really superb in the UK. So it's fully winter hardy. It will survive really cold winters. Just ideally wants a nice sunny spot. So if you can put it in an area where it gets sunshine all day, fantastic. But as long as it gets a reasonable amount of sun, it will do fantastic. 340034. Now we've also got the best ever prices on our potted fruits. And we're going to start with the kiwi Jenny. So yes, you can grow this kiwi in the UK. It comes in a 1.7 litre pot. We do it in a smaller one, but this one will produce full-size kiwis. Again, it wants a south-facing sheltered spot, nice well-drained soil, and normally fruits around about September time, 340,028. Now, a brand new raspberry next, which is known as a black jewel. It's a new variety, and it's even more delicious than your regular raspberry and even more aromatic, and it's known as black jewel. Oh my word. Everything that we've heard about this one has just said it is an exceptional variety, 330015. Then we've got the Honeyberry. This is one that I do have, and I can honestly say the fruit it produces is amazing. It's a little bit like a blueberry crossed with a blackberry. It's a little bit bigger, I would say, than an average sized blueberry, and it's more elongated in shape, but it is truly delicious. Flowers around about sort of March, April time, so it's one of the earliest to flower, and then produces these incredible fruits, and very easy to grow, and it doesn't need ericaceous compost. Just regular premium vegetable compost is fine with this one. 310070. And then we've also got the very, very tasty Tayberry. So this is a hybrid and a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry. Big size fruits, absolutely delicious. The only reason you do not see it in the supermarkets is because it doesn't transport well. So it's not one that's great for sitting on a supermarket shelf, but it is absolutely delicious. 310062 for the incredible Tayberry. Look at the price today, £5.99. And don't forget to get all of these special prices. You need the code, which is YGTV4424. And if you are buying any of the potted fruit trees, then you will get your free steak and tie as long as you use that offer code 310062. So I'm giggling away. I'm having to. This bad back's really annoying me now, Bex. I'm having to move around.
I got some tablets if you want some painkillers.
I know, but then I might be a bit drowsy.
You might get drowsy.
Yeah. You know, look, us guys,
keep moving.
When us guys are real, we don't make a fuss out of it, Bex. Do we? Do we, guys? You know, we don't make a fuss when we're real. We just get on with it, Bex. We do. Right.
Ruth's got a question.
Hello, Ruth. Good morning.
Quick question, guys. Must I train the apple trees to spread outward and on a wire? No, not necessarily. If you're talking about our mini orchards that we were showing earlier on, It's a tree, so it's absolutely fine. No, you don't have to. I mean, you can.
You could.
Espalier, which is the term
yes,
for it.
I've forgotten the name for it. That's it, yes.
You definitely can do that.
I was racking my brains.
There is a trick to doing espalier, because what you're doing, and it's what Adam always says about you're restricting the sap, which then means that you get more fruit production, but you don't have to at all. With that mini orchard that we were talking to you about, you can just keep those in the pot or in the ground. And all you have to do really is, what you're looking for is the lovely goblet shape when it comes to sort of pruning and looking after it. You're not going to need to worry about it for a little while because it needs to get established. But then when it comes to pruning, what you're doing is looking for a nice open goblet shape, because it allows air and light to get into the centre of the canopy.
But honestly, that mini orchard, I had it in my last home. Eventually, I did put it in the ground, so that's why it's there now. But it was very easy to look after.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
Really super easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, any questions come through. Now, something that we both had our eye on last year and didn't get around to ordering, but plan on ordering it today, is the cranberry. And do you know what? For me, it isn't just about producing the cranberries, but I actually think this is a lovely winter foliage plant.
Yeah, it is. It's very beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
It is evergreen, so yes, you have that foliage on there all year round. It doesn't get massive either. This is what I actually quite like about this. It only gets to about maybe 30 centimetres high. It'll spread by about maybe 50 centimetres maximum. It works great in pots actually, because it just sort of tumbles over the edges a little bit, or you could actually
hang a hanging basket, yeah.
Yeah, you could totally have a hanging basket for it. But yeah, it means that you're going to be able to grow your own cranberries. Not this year. Too late for this year for this one. But next year, yeah, you'll definitely have cranberries on here.
And the great thing is, I'm just thinking, as a centrepiece in a hanging basket, you could put other bedding in there, but you've got that evergreen foliage all year round. You're going to get the cranberries around about, what, September time-ish?
Yeah, towards the end of summer. So they could be sort of... no, sorry. Yeah, they could be fruiting anywhere between sort of August and October, basically. So, yeah, I mean, September's probably a good...
Bang in the middle.
Bang in the middle. Obviously, stop talking, Sean.
No, it depends.
Actually, back in the room.
But the cranberry does need ericaceous compost.
Yes, good point. You do need ericaceous compost for this. So for me, who doesn't have ericaceous soil in the garden, I grow my blueberries in pots. That's exactly what I would be doing with this cranberry as well. I
just love the idea of growing your own cranberries and make your own cranberry sauce for Christmas.
Yeah.
Be great, wouldn't it?
I like the idea, definitely.
I do.
And of course, it's just an attractive little plant, isn't it?
Yeah, when you sit with the cranberries on there, it looks really, really sweet. 310047. Now, last year, one of the biggest sellers was the Helleborus that we've got coming up right now.
We've been getting requests for this, actually. Who was it that was asking?
Yeah, we've had a few.
Was it Andy who was asking? Oh, wait, are we getting back? Are we getting back? Yes, they're here.
And we actually both bought these last year. And what I did, because I'm not very successful with poinsettias. Who is?
Nobody is, are they? Oh, you literally carry, like you were saying, weren't you? Because they're just a bit diva-ish, aren't they? You carry them from the shop where you bought them, because they're always on sale in the supermarket, aren't they? You go buy them there, and just taking them from there to the car, and they can go, oh. Yeah,
it's true. You can put them in a different room, and within an hour or two, they've lost loads of leaves. So what I did last year, I actually had the Helleborus as my Christmas indoor displays, and then once Christmas had passed, I put them outside in the garden. They looked great. They really did. Yeah. And you actually get 3 here for $14.99. They're actually half price. And this variety is a really brilliant repeat flowering variety.
Oh, they're so pretty. I love the colour. So we'll be showing you this over the weeks as well.
These are big, aren't they?
Transporting back a year ago, honestly, I remember doing this and how the flowers just keep changing, and they have this lovely sort of, so they get this nice white colour, but then they go through this shabby kind of chic phase as well, don't they?
I mean, those two are quite different, aren't they? This has got a lot more green. And I remember getting even slight shades of pink as well. Do you?
Yeah, loads of them. Lovely colours you get on here. It's a rooty beauty. I can see the roots poking out the bottom of this pot already, but just taking out of that pot, we can see how gorgeously healthy these plants are. They are raring to grow. And the gorgeous thing is, of course, is that once you've got them, you can have these in your garden for such a long time. Yeah. They're so hardy. They're so easy.
And if you've got a shady spot in your garden, they're going to love that.
Perfect.
And they give you that amazing winter colour. So those really bleak months, you know, the December, January, February, March time, they're flowering away. But what I did last year, I had them inside at Christmas time and then put them outside in the garden. But they are really great value today as well. $13.49 if you're a club member, which works out less than, well, £5 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, $4.50 each.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I love your quick maths. It's brilliant.
It's not quite as quick today. But Helleborus, I've looked around in some of the garden centres, and for this kind of size, you could easily be paying £8 each, $7.99, $8.99.
Absolutely.
Easily.
They're so pretty, aren't they? I really like that foliage as well. It makes the flowers stand out so easily. They die down a little bit. They don't completely disappear, but they do die down a little bit.
They just rest in the summer.
Yeah, during the summer months, but then they just come back reliably every single year.
And they just get bigger and bigger. Helleborus don't like being moved in general, though. So once you put them in a certain position, keep them there.
Otherwise. They're a great source of nectar as well. If
yes.
you're thinking about pollinators, I know obviously we have less of them in the winter months, but they're still out there and they still need feeding. So they're a great source of nectar, aren't they, over the winter?
They really are. Right, so if you want to go.
Sean's just doing this.
Oh, God. It's just so annoying.
I know.
Yeah.
For somebody who's so fit and healthy.
Yeah, not today.
Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, no gardening for me for the next few days, that's for sure. Well, actually, I could sit in my greenhouse, actually.
You could sit... Yeah. Do you know what? Doctor orders a glass of wine, sit in your greenhouse and just look at it.
Sounds great.
Sounds perfect, doesn't it?
I'm definitely buying the Helleborus. I am. So I've already got some in the garden, but I love them as centerpieces as well in displays. You know, if you're doing still doing your winter pots and your baskets, they look fabulous.
Perfect.
They really do.
Absolutely.
So I've lost you, Stu. As I was fiddling with my back, I lost you.
Right, we're going to move on to some Christmas giftables.
Yes.
Maybe now we've got a couple of tin troughs for you. So we're going to start with this one here, which is your spring planters. Basically, in here we are getting the muscari, we're getting our daffodils in there, but these come in these beautiful tin troughs. So all you have to do is remove the outer. I should have done this beforehand, but you remove the outer and inside there are the bulbs, and you get the compost blocks as well, which you rehydrate. I'll take it off later for you, but it contains everything that you need in order to plant that in place. You've got those lovely rope handles that are riveted in place on there, and that is there for use every year, basically. As long as you look after it, those muscari, those daffodils will come back year on year. And I do think that those two are a classic combination, aren't they?
Yeah.
Beautiful combination of those two flowers.
That's just a really nice gift, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
And they are Taylor's bulbs, by the way, so really, really good quality. And then the other one we've got is the allium collection. Very stylish, this one, isn't it?
I love it, yeah, absolutely. Slightly deeper trough, which works perfectly for the alliums, because obviously these will get nice and tall, but I think they're purple sensation, aren't they?
Yeah.
Gorgeous purple sensation alliums. Again, you're getting everything that you need in there. You're getting the compost, which you just rehydrate. You're getting the bulbs, which you can plant. And then you can sit back and wait for those gorgeous flowers. 3 allium bulbs included in there. Gorgeous.
Now, something that I definitely am going to buy today is the wreath, because I think this is a fabulous price. And if you have a club member, you are going to get this for $13.49, and it is our natural woodland style wreath. And what I think is really, for me, because we do wreaths where we'll do them in December time, where they're full of fresh foliage and they look great for Christmas, and so they're living wreaths, but by the end of Christmas they're done and they go in the compost bin. This is a wreath that you can bring out every single year, and I love the fact that it's been made from so many natural products, like all of the pine cones are in there as well. It's been decorated with a few berries and cherries and things like that, but it's just got a lovely natural earthy feel.
I love it.
It's really nice, isn't it?
I really like it.
Yeah,
I like the way that it's presented, first of all. That box is perfect. I know it's not going to stay in there, but I do love a bit of packaging.
Yeah, I think it gives you an idea of the quality, doesn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And of course, I like the fact that it can be reused. You've got the lovely pine cones and the red berries included in there as well. And I think door wreaths are just really pretty.
I do. And they don't have to go on the front door.
No.
I mean, you've got a horrible front door, Bex. So
hideous.
Hideous. Bex hates the front door, but that would certainly make it look better. But they do look, I mean, we've got ours just in the potting shed here, but they can look really nice on the wall, above a fireplace, something like that.
Yeah,
they look
absolutely.
fabulous, don't they?
Yeah.
But for me, that's just got such a lovely, earthy, natural feel, and it's only $13.49 for club members.
My neighbour has started doing wreaths at various times of the year. I think it's become a bit of a thing, hasn't it? Like a different wreath for different times of year.
Yes, like an autumn one.
And I do. I notice it every time I go past her house. I'm like, oh, she's changed her wreath over. We must be in a new season. It's quite nice.
Well, Christmas is coming. It's 8 weeks away. 8 weeks today will be Boxing Day. So
I can't believe that. I need to get my Christmas shopping started.
Because I know my mum said the other day, oh, I'm sick of. She was watching the telly. She goes, oh, there's so much Christmas on the TV, but it is only 8 weeks away. It is only 8
weeks away.
Yeah, and that'll be here before you know. But that's a lovely brand new wreath today, only $14.99. Don't forget, if you are one of our 45,000 club members, then you will get a 10% discount, and you can join the club today for just £5 on auto renewal. Right, many people in the chat, Bex?
Yeah, there's still loads of people in the chat. Ruth's in there. Neil says he's going to be watching as much as he can, but he's at work. Love that. So he'll watch fully back later on. Let's not tell anybody. Ruth saying thank you. Yes, I meant the mini orchard. I'm getting some and can't be bothered with wires and all the troubles of training. Yeah, so you don't need to worry about it with that. It's fine.
Now, we have got a beautiful camellia now called Yuletide. And again, I remember this was a really big seller last year. Oh, actually, though, we also, I forgot to mention.
Shouldn't we?
Yeah, now I was talking to Bex about this mushroom kit because I didn't buy it last year, but you did and Stu did. Who many of you will know Stu does all the technical for us.
Yep.
And I do remember you bringing the mushrooms in, Bex. And it was fascinating.
I loved it. Right, I loved doing the mushroom kit. So in here, you're getting what you need. So you're getting your. You're getting the actual spores in there, which is where the mushrooms are. You're getting the compost included in there as well. All you have to do is you stick some holes in that bag, and then just stab the bag a few times, put it in some water, and let it just soak up some water, and then you put it on top of there. And then what you do is put it somewhere. So I actually kept mine in quite a bright spot, sort of near a windowsill, and then wait. And within a few weeks, you start getting these mushrooms starting to come through. They start around the edges.
I remember that. Yeah.
Start around the edges first, and then they gradually fill out into the rest of the pot as well. You get the pot that you've got, you get the lid, you get the instructions included in there as well. All you have to do is keep that compost kind of evenly moist. That's the important thing. Just keep it nice. I was wearing the same jumper. I am wearing the same jumper in that shot.
Well, that jumper's worn well, hasn't it, Bex? I think
that's
so
cool. Yeah, that's my kit when they first just started to grow. I brought them in and we picked them live on air, didn't we? Yeah. So yeah, put them on a windowsill.
And they were really good size, weren't they?
They were really good size. They tasted so good.
Do you know what? I don't think the price has gone up.
No, I think you might be right. Is it $8.99?
I think it's gone down. Was it? I thought it was $9.99 last year.
There you go.
Yeah, it was. I've got a good memory for numbers.
Super easy to grow. Lovely organic mushrooms. Lovely little thing to do. I mean, the kids were fascinated with it. They thought it was hilarious.
If you bought it as a Christmas gift, would it be okay to keep until then?
Yeah, I think you just need to be careful where you keep it. Basically, don't let it dry out too much. But yeah, you could do.
Yeah, so you want to keep it.
Don't keep it somewhere too warm.
I'm thinking you could keep it in the garage, something like that.
Somewhere nice and cool, garage or shed or something like that. Absolutely.
I just think it's such a great gift for the kids, isn't it?
It's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah, and I like the fact that you've got everything you need in there.
I like it.
Now,
the growing instructions are all in there, by the way, so it's really nice and easy.
Thanks,
you can't lean, can you? Just that little lean.
Oh, shush. I feel like such an old man today, I do.
Right, Camellia?
Yeah, no, Stu says I look like an old man. This doesn't, surely. It's just the way I'm moving. Right, Camellia, Yuletide is coming up next. I do remember this one from last year. It was a huge top seller.
We have got it back to
just have a look at this flower. Look at this.
Let me just turn that around so you can get a
shot. And there's
loads
loads of buds coming.
Oh my word! Look at that beauty.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It almost doesn't look real, does it?
No.
Now we were saying when we first brought this into the potting shed a couple of weeks ago, we were saying how many buds were on each of these plants. Now let's just take this stem here. let's do a bud hunt, because pretty much at every leaf axil you will see buds, and not just one, you will see multiple. So up here, buds, buds, buds. Let me bring you down here, look. Another bud. My finger's in the way. Just inside there. So honestly, there are so many when you start looking at this plant. There's one that's opened up. There was a big fat buds on this side, look. Several of them there, big fat bud, a couple more on the next leaf axil. There are so many buds on these plants, it's incredible. Obviously it's a big plant, it's nicely established, but it does mean you're not going to be waiting long for that gorgeous Yuletide colour. And
it does flower like starting now but through Christmas time.
Yeah, so, this is the gorgeous thing. It can go through December and peeking into January as well, so that's why it's called Yuletide.
I love the idea of one of those outside your front door at Christmas time with maybe a few little twinkle lights on, one either side. I really do. And it is evergreen, you've got that gorgeous foliage all year round, but to have those flowers around about Christmas time would be absolutely sensational, wouldn't it?
Gorgeous.
Does need an ericaceous compost with it being a camellia, we should say.
Does indeed, yeah. So again, if you haven't got ericaceous soil, then use a couple of pots and get yourself some ericaceous compost. It's available, we have it on the website. Grab a bag of that, it'll be delivered direct to your door. You don't have to lug it around, and then plant it out. Apparently Verna's joined us in the chat now as well. Welcome, and hello Angela. Thank you for coming to join us today.
Good morning.
I've got some emails. We'll have a look at those in a bit.
By the way, if you have just joined us, then we've got a really special show. We've got Christmas ideas. We've got loads of fruit trees at massively reduced prices. Bare roots, potted citrus trees, something for absolutely everybody. And your free gift today, if you are buying any of the fruit trees that need staking, you will get a free stake and the tie to go with it.
Great for killing vampires as well.
Yeah.
That's Stu's line. I mean, it's Halloween, so, you know, might want to fight off the teenagers coming round to steal all the sweets.
I'm just thinking we should have done a few Halloween decorations, shouldn't we?
But you will get a stake and you'll get the tie that goes with it when you're buying any of the orchards and the fruit trees and things.
Now, we also just quickly need to remind you of the best-selling product here at YouGarden, which is our premium professional compost. Always a top seller. You get two 50-litre bags for $24.98. Most of you are club members, which means that every time you order, you get a £2.50 saving. And Bex and I have been using this for many, many years. It's actually the compost that is used on the nursery. So anything that we've grown, anything that we've potted on has been grown in this amazing compost. And that speaks volumes to me because, I mean, you imagine we are a working nursery, 11 acres of fabulous plants. And our livelihood depends on our plants and the quality of our plants. So every single plant that we grow is grown in this compost. And I know over the years that the ingredients for this, the recipe for want of a better word, has been perfected. And we honestly believe this will make you a better gardener instantly. And I mean, in the past few weeks, I've ordered, I think, 12 bags of this in the last few weeks because I've been doing my garden, the pub garden. But I just know that everything I've planted in it is going to absolutely thrive.
Yeah, and it always does. Always does. It's a peat-reduced compost, so there is peat in here, but we've reduced the amount down. We're still getting those amazing benefits, but we're just not using as much of it. There is composted wood fibre in here as well. You can see that lovely fibrous material. Opens up the texture and really allows for root production. Allows for oxygen to get down to those roots as well. It's pH balanced, so it means that it's perfect for the majority of the things that you're going to plant in here. Obviously, the few exceptions we've got on the show today, like the camellia, the blueberry, there was another one as well, the cranberry, thank you. But the majority of what you're going to plant in your garden or even in your home is going to have a perfect life in here.
Yes, you'd be proud of me. I was repotting some of my houseplants yesterday.
Well done.
And a few still to go.
I've desperately got to do my aloe veras. Like it's desperate. They've produced babies, and the mother aloe vera is now leaning like this because the babies have got so big. The kids are pushing her out the nest. Absolutely, I desperately need to do it. Anyway. Sorry. So you've got we said the reduced peat in there, the composted wood fibre. You've got a slow release fertiliser. You've got a wetting agent, so when the compost, if it dries out, it rehydrates really quickly. And there is that pH buffer that we mentioned, so this is perfect for all plants except the acid-loving ones. And what you'll notice straight away is this incredible texture. It's so soft, it's so light, it's so airy, and this is what makes it an amazing, amazing compost. grab hold of it today, because we do see two sort of peaks in the year. We sell it all the way through the year. It's the best selling product, but we do see two peaks, and one of them is now.
Yeah, and such great value always, but if you're a club member, you save £2.50. But we've still got loads to show you. The reviews on our compost, they're pretty much always 5-star. So top one there, own a compost I use, great products, great company to deal with, and quick and professional, well packaged. Does arrive in cardboard boxes, by the way. Beatrice said, best compost I've used and will stick to it. I get good blooms, plenty, and the plants are healthy. Little rhyme there. And then Ronald said, I've used it all summer and well pleased. Another trusted customer said, excellent quality and some used for hanging baskets. It is brilliant for hanging baskets and pots and containers as well. Now we have got something that we are both very excited about right now. I always think when it comes to springtime, we always think about those amazing blossom trees, but a lot of people don't have room for some of the full-size ones. This is a mini one. This is a mini one.
It's a bush rather than a tree.
Yes.
So you might remember, regular viewers, the Prunus triloba.
Oh, yes. Did you had that, didn't you?
Got
yeah,
one.
I remember seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got it growing in one of our heavy-duty pots. Actually, I can't wait for those for that blossom to come again next year. But that's exactly what we're going to get with this one, but on a multi-branched shrub. Beautiful, gorgeous blossom appearing before the leaves appear. So it is deciduous. You can see it started to lose some of its leaves. It is going to drop its leaves, but then in about sort of March time, you're going to start seeing all that gorgeous blossom appear. Quickly followed by the beautiful leaves, and they're sort of finely toothed edges to the leaves as well. They're glossy, they're deep veined, so you've got the interest in there, and it is a beautiful shade of green. So once the flowers have gone, which is obviously its kind of crescendo, that's when it looks its most beautiful, you're then left with a gorgeous shrub in your garden, which is the perfect backdrop for other things as well. Only ever getting to about 1.5 meters as well, so this is perfect for, you know, shrub for borders, I think. But if you wanted to keep this in a pot and have it as a feature in a pot somewhere, you could definitely do that.
I know that obviously that blossom is going to be great for your pollinators that time of year as well.
And it's going to be a flower frenzy.
Oh,
honestly.
it is,
you get so many flowers on this.
And I love, as we were saying, that the fact that all the blossom comes out just before the leaves are fully formed, so you get this incredible display. Now you can either go for...
It's one of my favourite times of year when all that blossom comes out. I love it.
Oh.
I want to go and do that because it's in Japan, isn't it, when they have the big blossom festival.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. That's on my bucket list for sure.
We'll go together, Bex.
Oh, can we?
Yes.
That'd be so cool.
Yes, we'll use our bonus.
Let's do that.
Oh, I hope the head gardener's not watching. No, I'm with you. I'd love to do that. I really would. But you can either go for one of these for £12.99, or you can double up for an extra £7. You can go for two. But if you always thought, I'd love one of those amazing blossom trees, but you don't have the room, the space, as Bex was saying, these will only go to about 1.5 meters. Nice sunny spot, ideally.
Yeah, ideally a nice sunny spot. I try and put it somewhere sheltered as well.
I was going to say, so you don't lose a blossom.
This is the frustrating thing, isn't it, with blossom? Because sometimes if you put it in a more exposed location and we get one of those windy days, which happens in springtime, you can lose a lot of them very quickly. So somewhere a little bit sheltered.
Having said that, I sometimes think some of the most gorgeous images in spring are when the blossom has fallen. You just see that carpet of pink.
Well, when you get the gust of wind, it's like snow, isn't it? It's
quite magical.
Yeah.
But we just love the fact that these are dwarf varieties, really compact, but you get all of that fabulous, fabulous blossom year after year. And they're really good size as well. So £12.99 or double up two for £19.99. Right, what else have we got for you?
Grapevine.
Yeah. I was thinking about the grapevine, actually. I can hear you, by the way, Stu. I'm concentrating on pain at the moment.
This is so pretty.
I won't mention my bad back anymore, I promise. So I did have a grapevine in my last house, and it was rather spectacular.
I love them. It's not one that so I don't have one. I will when I get my new house.
Well, actually, you're thinking about...
if we stayed in this one, I want to knock down the conservatory, put a pergola in, because I think we'd make more use out of it. But anyway, I love the idea of a pergola with something growing over the top, natural shade in the summertime, and this is such a vigorous growing plant that it is fantastic for doing that. It is deciduous. Yeah. You can see the amazing display at the moment. I mean, the colour on that leaf, on all of the leaves, but I'm just looking at that one in particular up at the top there. And that is just so beautiful, isn't it? And then you trim it right back down, but then every year you get this amazing growth. And of course, then you get grapes growing on there as well.
And don't be shy when it comes to cutting it back. I mean,
no,
honestly,
be tough.
Yeah,
vigorous.
I'd cut mine back to literally about less than a metre each year, and it would still cover the pergola in the season. And I remember getting like hundreds and hundreds of bunches of grapes, and I didn't get to eat them all, there were just too many, but they just look fabulous.
And they do taste nice as well, don't they?
Yeah, really nice.
I mean, the hotter the summer, the sweeter they become, but they do taste good.
Yeah, on a good summer, well, they were always delicious, but on a good summer they were really sweet.
Good, yeah.
But I just love the whole look at it. Sat under my pergola with all the grapes just dangling down. It's quite magical. And this one is particularly good for the UK, so fully winter hardy. Don't worry, about frost and things like that. But ideally, as much sun as possible.
Those leaves are absolutely amazing, aren't they? I mean, you get lovely big leaves on there, but just look at the colour of that one. Let me turn it the right way.
Fab, isn't it?
Oh, look at the different colours you're getting on there. So it gives you a lovely, gorgeous blaze of colour at this time of year as well. So there is a lot going on with this that takes you through a lot of seasons, and then it just, dies back a little bit in winter to reliably come back for you the next year. 340 034 at just 99. The club price is 17.99. Now we've got such a good show, something a little bit different. If there's anything you particularly want to see or hear about, if you get any questions, then do let us know. But we've still got all of the citrus trees to talk about, haven't we? Yeah, and these have been really popular, actually, already. So I was here on Tuesday and we did a little TikTok and we had them on the TikTok show, and we hadn't actually brought them in at that point, but everyone was asking for them. Loads of people wanted to see them. So I don't know if it'll be the same for you guys, but hopefully you're going to be very interested in these because they're nice big ones.
Yeah. Well, let's...
Oh, hang on, Stu's forgotten something. What have you forgotten, Stu?
He is forgetting a lot nowadays.
What did you forget?
What's he forgotten?
Oh, we forgot in our little festive section. A little ho doormat for you.
Do you know what?
Oh.
I think that is really cute, don't you?
I haven't actually touched it yet. Can I come round? I'm going to come round, Stu.
It feels like it's going to... I mean, I know it looks great, but it's a proper doormat, Bex. It's like a Koya doormat.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's got a fantastic backing on it as well.
Non-slip backing.
Nice, thick. Oh, I love it. Eco-friendly, made using natural coconut fibre, slip-resistant PVC backing for indoor and outdoor use. I like having those different mats, actually, for different parts of the season. Yeah, it's a lovely welcome, isn't it?
I think it's great at Christmas time when you've already got a welcome at the door. And I like the fact that there's little Santa's hats on the H's as well. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
And I think it's only $9.99 or $8.99 for club members. How could we forget that, Bex?
I know.
160,477. But let's remind you of some of the most popular items we've seen today on our live show. Now, a lot of you have shown interest in our Kiwi Jenny, so this is a particularly good variety of kiwi that, again, is winter hardy. I mean, ideally do grow this in a sunny spot, sort of like sheltered, south-facing. And it's already quite well established in a 1.7 litre pot. So this is one that you'd train it up a fence or a trellis, something like that. But you will get fabulous kiwi fruits in September time. You might even get some next September, but obviously as years progress, you're going to get more and more. 340,028. Then we've got a really exciting brand new raspberry called Black Jewel. Now this is even more delicious than your regular raspberries, more flavoursome, more aromatic as well, but it's a really wonderful black colour as well. It does fruit on the old growth. So basically, once it's fruited, that's the part that you chop off, and then next year it would fruit on the other stems, if that makes sense. 330015, but it always fruits on the old wood, I should say. Then we've got something that I have grown, and I've got in my in pots outside my greenhouse, and it is the Lonicera Honeyberry. So this is part of the honeysuckle family, basically, but it produces the most delicious fruit. Now this berry looks a little bit like an elongated blueberry, but it is far more delicious in terms of flavour. I mean, really sweet, really fleshy as well, quite large fruits compared to an average sized blackberry. It normally sort of flowers March, April time. These look like yellow flowers, like trumpets almost. And then it goes on to produce the fruits in early summertime. Now, what I will say, it is self-fertile, so you don't need two, but you do tend to get better crops if you've got a pair of these. So at this price, $5.99, you might well want to go for a pair. 310070 for the Lonicera Honeyberry. Really recommend that one, and that price is the best I've ever seen today. And then we always like to bring you a few different things. What about cranberries? Yes, you can grow cranberries. And this particular variety is evergreen. I'm not going to say it trails, it kind of like half trails, so it's quite gentle in terms of its form. It could be even grown in things like a pot or a hanging basket, and it will produce cranberries around about September time. So you're not going to get any now for Christmas, but you could well get a nice crop for next year. Does need an ericaceous compost, that one, 310047 for the cranberry there, Pilgrim at £6.99. Now, another really good price is the Tayberry. This is a crazy price. And the Tayberry is a hybrid. It's a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry. And the most delicious large fruits. It looks like a large raspberry. Really fleshy, really sweet. You don't see it in the supermarkets because as a fruit it doesn't travel well. You don't need to worry about that because you can pick it straight from the shrub and enjoy it either by itself in smoothies, with ice cream. It is delicious, and that is 310062 at just £5.99. Now we've only got a few remaining on our Pansy Cool Wave today. This could be the last in stock for a while, maybe. I
think it might well be, yeah, absolutely. It's one of the absolute favourites. That picture is wonky and it's going to annoy me. It is one of the absolute favourites, and that's because it's going to give us amazing colour all the way through winter. For up to, and not just winter, for up to 10 months of the year is how long you can have colour on these, right? And you can get them to come back next year as well.
Yeah, and it's a buy one, get one free, so you get 10 plants and another... No. Oh, no! Buy one, get two free.
Put one in the basket.
Oh my word.
So you're getting a pack of 10, which is what you're putting in your basket, but you put the code in, and then 20 more are going to appear in your basket as well. So
I'm like, why didn't I wait for this offer? Because I bought mine a few weeks ago.
I mean, it's time to clear out now. This is sort of the last chance now to get hold of these. You know, even if you planted them later, they'd still be fine. But yeah, it's time to get them sort of in the ground, in your pots, in your baskets right now. So put one in your basket, look, enter that code, and you're going to get two absolutely free. £30 worth of plants for you for, what is it? £14.99. £13–40 in the club if you want to get hold of those right now. And 30 of those are going to fill such an amazing space. They are just so gorgeous, the way that these cascade, the way that they trail. They are just beautiful for putting into pots, for putting into hanging baskets. Really versatile as well, because not only that, you could put them into window boxes. They have a beautiful sweet fragrance to them too. And it is a bit of a breeding breakthrough, this, the fact that they can trail and tumble. I mean, we don't really say trail, do we? We say cascade more than anything. But about sort of 30–40 centimetres. So this is what makes them absolutely perfect. I mean, they do
they beautifully like tumble over the edge, so they soften the edge of pots and baskets.
Yeah.
And I love that colour mix. I always think the berries and cream is really sophisticated. Sometimes it is nice to have a theme. And that one is really high end, looks really classy, just different purples and whites there as well. We have, by the way, got a tulip selection coming up that would go beautifully with that.
Ooh,
so do bear that in mind. So yeah.
Definitely.
But that deal today is the best we've seen this season. I paid a lot more for mine. I think I got the buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still got a good deal.
Yeah, but today it's buy one, get two free, because it's kind of like, as Bex said, they are fully winter hardy, but if you plant them in December, they're just not going to do a lot until springtime. If you plant them now, because it's got a couple of weeks of really high pressure coming up and good sunshine, they can really get established. But that works out.
That was Weatherman Sean making an appearance for you right there.
I did once.
High pressure.
Do you know what? I did once audition as a weatherman. I did.
I can see you doing it.
I did.
See it.
Yeah, but my geography wasn't quite good enough.
You can learn that as well.
Well, yeah. But no, I do. Well, I think most gardeners keep an eye on the weather, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always try and like look ahead and think, right, which day can I do my gardening? Right, we're going to move on now to...
We're going to do viola pumpkin, just in case people are still looking for bedding at this time of year, because these are the two options that we've got for you today. So viola pumpkin plug plants, you're going to get 12 of them, but it is on a double up deal. So there's the 12. If you put 2 lots in your basket, though, you'll get another 12 for £5, basically. So it's $14.99 for 1 pack of 12, or $19.99 for 2 packs of 12. Even less, obviously, if you're in the club, because you still get your 10% discount.
And I was thinking in the winter time, yes, we've just seen the berries and cream, but sometimes you want those bright colours. You want things to pop out, and the pumpkin really, really does. Viola, so it's a lot, well, I say a lot, it's smaller than a pansy, but you just get more flowers.
And that orange colour is so gorgeous, and it works so well with lots of other colours as well. I love orange and purple. For me, that's just a great combination. Love orange and purple.
But it's just so nice to have that winter colour, you know, on the darkest of days. And even when we get really bad frosts and snows, these are fully winter hardy. So don't worry if it's really cold one morning and you wake up and your pumpkins are really, really, you know, your viola pumpkins are really frozen and they're all droopy. They'll still be live. You know, once the frost clears, once the temperatures, say, increase, they just burst back to life. They're so resilient. They really are. And that is, I say, it's a double deal. So you need to put 2 in your basket and you get them for $19.99.
We seem to have new packaging as well, look. It's a bit thinner. It's all still fully recyclable, by the way. But it's more efficient, apparently. I quite like it. Look how slim that is.
I know, because I'd almost get through my letterbox.
I know.
I think it would.
Potentially.
Really?
Not quite there yet, but you know. It looks good.
Depends how big your letterbox is.
But yeah, all the packaging is fully recyclable, which is important to point out, because obviously it is plastic packaging and we don't want to add to that, but it's fully recyclable. So
but our team are always looking at improving our packaging and we constantly evolve and move forward. So over the last few years, our packaging has become really, really good, actually. Now, we've got a hydrangea coming up next, and we were saying, Bex and I were talking about successes and failures this year, and every year we're gardening, there are successes and failures, aren't they? We can't control the weather, but I think it's fair to say we are getting, generally speaking, a wetter climate in the UK, and that's been similar for the last few years, hasn't it? We are getting a lot more rain. Hydrangeas love it, don't they?
Absolutely
it's
adore
definitely been the year of the hydrangea.
A border filled with hydrangeas is just going to be one of the most magical displays, and if you can include the magical Matterhorn in there as well, oh yes please, because you're going to get these gorgeous upright branches covered in these really quite densely packed cones of flowers. They start out, I think they start out a beautiful white colour and they turn the lime colour, don't they? Or is it they start lime and turn white? It's probably white and then turns lime.
I think it's white and they turn
white
lime,
and then they turn that lime colour. But the cones are so, so beautiful. I love them on the plants. I love them when they've faded on the plants as well. You know, a lot of hydrangeas have gone over now, haven't they? But the plants themselves still look fantastic.
And there is a debate. Some people say, oh, do I cut the flowers off? You know, my rule is, I think they look great over winter. They look lovely.
And I think it helps to, not that I mean, hydrangeas are winter hardy, but it does help to protect the plant. It also provides a little bit of the habitat for, insects and bugs and things like that. So I think it's a really good thing to do, to just leave it on.
And with it being a paniculata, it always flowers on the new growth. So don't be scared if it gets too big. You can chop it right back and you'll still get flowers that year.
You just need to cut it. I mean, in springtime, I'd go back and just chop off the faded flower heads down to a pair of leaf buds, and you'll be absolutely fine.
And it doesn't go too big, this one. It's about 80 centimetres.
This one's beautifully compact, so about 3 feet basically, height and spread on here. So if you haven't got space in borders, you could actually keep this in a decent sized pot.
And I tell you what looks really good, and I just know this from our head gardener Peter, because I saw a picture of his garden, and he's planted hydrangeas en masse, not quite this variety, but similar white ones. And then he's got them with geranium roseanne at the front.
Oh,
looks great.
Good.
Looks amazing. So, a lot of people are doing whole beds and borders of hydrangeas.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I mean, God, honestly, that particular variety en masse looks incredible, and it's only $9.99, normally £30. And all they just like moist soil, so just make sure they're in a nice area where they don't dry out. And I always think, although hydrangeas will tolerate full sun on an afternoon, that does tend to dry them out. So I always think part shade is best. They do really well like that.
Yeah.
Mine are in quite a shady area, actually. They still do well.
Yeah.
I'm redesigning my garden now.
Dig it up, start again.
Yes. I know, it's true. I'd love to hold board of those.
Right.
In fact, where I've got my lavender, because my lavender's gone a bit woody like yours did,
yeah.
I could have planted the whole front in hydrangeas.
I still haven't dug up that, and I keep changing my mind over what I'm going to do with that front border. I still haven't dug the lavender up, but it needs to come up.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe hydrangeas, because it's the front of the house, it's northeast facing, it gets a bit of morning sun, then it's in shade for the rest of the time. I think it'd be the perfect spot to put a whole border of hydrangea in.
That would look amazing, wouldn't it?
It'd look fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to buy those en masse, don't forget, if you are spending over £40, you will get free delivery today as well. Right, we've got some absolutely stunning bulbs for you.
I love this. I love that we've called it the animal collection.
So Stu sent us our notes earlier in the week, and I'm sure you were the same as me. You read it and went, hang on, animal collection.
What?
And then when you look at the individual names, it makes sense, doesn't it?
You get the pheasant's eye daffodil.
Narcissus.
You get the quail Narcissus, and you get the apricot fox tulip. Yeah. So you've got the pheasant, the daffodil, and the fox. Love it.
But what lovely bulbs! And can we just talk about the value here?
Yeah.
65 bulbs in total
for $14.97.
Yeah, and they are lovely. I mean, I think the pheasant eye there is really quite striking. The quail is a classic, and that apricot fox is just a lovely colour for spring, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I grew the apricot fox last year, and it was...
Did you?
Yeah, beautiful. Really, really gorgeous colours you get from that. And of course, daffodil's classic, and you're getting the slightly unusual one with that pheasant's eye in there as well. So daffodils will probably come out just a little bit before the tulip, but only marginally.
Yeah, so you're talking, March, April time, those will be making your garden look spectacular. I just thought the value is incredible. And all of our bulbs, by the way, are really excellent quality. So when you open up the bags, they'll be firm, they won't be squishy and soggy, they'll be of a really good size.
They've got the planting instructions on them, so it tells you the depth and the spacing between them too.
Yeah. And I always think, I was planting bulbs, funny enough, the last couple of days. And
I still haven't done mine.
Have you not? No. Do you know what, Beck? Do it, because I was planting them and I felt so pleased when I finished, because I just thought, do you know what? In springtime, I'll really be so grateful.
Next week, it's my job for next week. I got lots of days off next week, so I'm going to get out in the garden. Hopefully the weather will still be nice.
The weather's good next week.
Then there you go. I'll be doing it next week.
Honestly, it's worth that little bit of effort, and I know that winters can be long and they can be dull, and we can all get a bit down and depressed by the end of winter. But when the spring bulbs start to flower, you just feel fantastic.
Absolutely, it's well worth putting in that effort. And it's not going to take long to plant these out at all. I love the fact that you're getting, that variety there. So apricot fox tulip, that's quite a standout variety of tulip. Classic cup shape that you're getting with it, so real classic shape of tulip. So it's a real standout one, a classic one with your quail daffodil, and then the really unusual one with the pheasant's eye daffodil. So it's not like we've put together a value pack.
No, not at all.
Bulbs.
These are all named.
They are absolutely gorgeous varieties, just at a value pack price.
Yeah, well, amazing value. You are saving £15. You're going to get 65 bulbs. So make that little bit of effort. I know we're heading into November. That's still a perfect time to plant
It is,
bulbs.
and particularly for tulips as well.
So don't think it's definitely not too late. I've planted before in December time and been absolutely fine. But November, a fantastic time to plant them. And $14.97 or $13.47 for club members. And then, when we, a few months ago, we had the Pansy Cool Wave Berries and Cream. I said we've got a fantastic tulip collection to go with them. Yeah,
this would go nicely, yeah.
I think these together would... come on.
Beautiful.
That's good, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's like
It's like it was planned. It's like you knew what you were talking about. It's like you might be a gardener.
Do you know what I'm thinking, seriously? Because I've still got a few pots to do. I'm going to get both of those.
Yeah, and put them together.
Yeah, now let me just gingerly bring this across for you, Bex.
Why not? Yeah, because you've got all those gorgeous shades. We've got Tulip Queen of the Night, we've got the Flaming Flag, and we've got the Tulip White included, the Triumph White included in there.
That's going to look.
So the colour combinations, they work so well together.
Yeah, really, really like that. Yeah, that works, doesn't it?
You can't take the shot.
That does work. So, these are classic tulip shapes, but the colours are gorgeous. This one is the Flaming Fag.
Flaming Flag.
You've got Queen of the Night there that we're looking at right now. No, Flaming Flag, not Flaming Fag.
You could plant all of these together and have a gorgeous display, and it gives you that berries and cream look, just like with the pansy cool
I do. That's my favourite, the flaming flag.
But of course you've got the colours of the two on either side of it as well, which works so nicely.
And then the really stunning,
I love that one,
Queen of the Night.
And whenever we bring you the Queen of the Night on its own, we always say to you, plant it with some white tulips. Because it'll work so nicely with white tulips. Well, look, we've put it into a pack for you, so you can do it together.
And when you look at the value again, 60 bulbs. I mean, these should be £10 a pack, but you actually get them for £5 a pack, and you're going to get 60 amazing bulbs. That's the best we've done again, isn't it?
Amazing value, honestly. Again, for some really gorgeous varieties.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to buy those today with some more Pansy Cool Wave. They're on my list. Because my back will be better next week. Bex, I'll be back out in the garden.
That's it. You're going to take some nice rest days.
I've had your tablets now. How long do they take to kick in?
About 20 minutes.
Oh, great.
You'll start feeling all woo in a minute. Don't start dancing around. We need to show the prunus again.
Yeah,
it's
been really popular.
Oh, okay. I need to grab it. Hold on.
You do.
You made me bring out all the citrus. Do you want to do the citrus first? We'll do the citrus first, and then we'll do the prunus.
And then we've got the prunus back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do
that for you.
Yes. First of all, how stunning do these actually look? And we've got, if you have just joined us, we've got citrus trees for everybody, whether you want in limes, lemons, grapefruit, mandarin, oranges, we've got them. But even when these are not in blossom, with no fruits on them, they look amazing, don't they?
I mean, the glossy leaves that you get on these are absolutely incredible. So I think it's a gorgeous plant just to look at, because you've got that gorgeous glossy leaves on here. Now, what's Stu saying? He's saying it comes in 4 litre pots, but these are actually 5 litre pots.
Well, to be honest, it does vary. So it's 4 to 5 litre. It just depends. But the plants are going to be this size.
They are. I mean, they're chunky.
Yeah,
they are weighty plants. So get your order to over £40 and get that free postage. It's amazing to get a plant of that size and that weight delivered free of charge. So yeah, just add a couple more things into your basket.
All of the citrus trees, whether you're going for lime, lemon, orange, mandarin, grapefruit, they all require the same conditions. So we'll kind of do an overview of what you need to do with these, but they're all very similar in terms of how you look after them. So first of all, they will not tolerate frost, so you don't leave them outside in the winter. You need to put them in a nice cool room, something like I mean, you've got an unheated conservatory.
My unheated conservatory, which is on the south, so the house is southwest basically, garden, so it gets a really good amount of sun. So unheated conservatory, but that winter sun around there, it's going to be the perfect spot for it. You don't want to bring it into a sort of centrally heated home.
No, they don't want to be next to a direct heat source, but they want a nice, bright, fairly cool room for the winter months. They tend to flower, we say springtime, but I know mine sometimes randomly produce flowers throughout the year. And the flowers themselves are beautiful, but they're really fragrant, like really fragrant. So if you love that citrusy smell, you get these lovely white flowers that
are... The foliage is fragrant as well. Like,
it is.
I don't even know which one this is. I'll do it, it's lime. I mean, the smell that you get off that leaf...
That's lovely, isn't it?
Of lime is absolutely incredible, and you can use that in your cooking to flavour things like rice and stuff.
Oh, that is nice, isn't it?
It's so fresh, it's so gorgeous. I think I would grow, if I was going to grow any, I think I'd grow limes. Oh, I love it, honestly.
I've got grapefruit and lemon, they're the two I've got. Now, it does take from producing a flower blossom to producing a full-size fruit.
Yeah, so it's not unusual to have blossom and fruit at the same time, is it?
No, not at all. But it does take about 12 months, so you have to be a little bit patient. But honestly, when you pick your own limes or lemons or grapefruit, it's the most magical experience. And when you've actually got one of these, say with fruit on it, it does look really quite incredible. Now, you can put them outside in the summer, so do bear that in mind. Once there's no frost around, outside on a nice sunny patio, and they will absolutely thrive. Now, I would expect, and I've been to a few garden centres recently, our usual price on these is $34.99. I would expect these to be in the garden centre closer to £50, wouldn't you? £50, £60?
For the size.
For the size, yeah.
Definitely. For how established they are, definitely.
They're amazing at $29.99, $26.99 if you're a club member.
Big thing that you need to do with your citrus trees over the winter months, though, is drastically reduce your watering. Did you say that already?
Yeah, no, I didn't, Bex, no.
Drastically reduce your watering. It's the biggest problem that we find with people who are looking after citrus trees is that they overwater in winter. You've really got to massively reduce it down in winter.
But in summertime, they are quite thirsty.
They're thirsty.
Yeah.
But then, take them outside during the summer.
And with mine, I give them, sometimes they just need the odd bit of pruning. Sometimes they'll just get slightly out of shape, but again, it's very easy to keep them a really nice shape. I had a bit that, like, for some reason, my grapefruit tree, it had one side that's gone like that, you know. So, but they're lovely, they really are. And we've got lime, lemon, mandarin, orange, and grapefruit, haven't we, today?
That's it, and 2 different oranges as well. So there's you said that, mandarin orange or the large orange. Yeah. It's up to you which one you want to go for, basically. But I really like the idea of growing them yourself.
The one that I've got, I've got 2. I've got lemon and I've got the grapefruit, which I wanted because I just thought it was a little bit unusual. And I've only got little grapefruits on it now, but so it takes about 12 months to get full-size fruit. We do have, by the way, a citrus feed on the show as well, so they would benefit from a citrus feed. But again, in the winter months, you really don't need to feed them too regularly. But we only use the best growers for these. Obviously these are imported from the Mediterranean, but the quality today is exceptional. They're really big plants, really well established, very mature, and they should produce blossom in the springtime, and then you will be getting fruits within the next 12 months after that as well. But we just thought it's a little bit different, and we've had loads of requests for citrus trees. I always think they look really nice in the kitchen as well. If you've got like a bright spot in your kitchen, they could look fantastic, do you think?
Nice. Definitely.
And then don't forget, we've also got the mandarin, and the mandarin's like it's like as you expect, it's smaller than orange, very easy to peel as well. But again, in a really big size pot there, just $29.99. Right, we'd love to hear from you. Who we got on the chat today, then, Bex?
Oh, there's loads of people in the chat. I'm just in the emails at the moment. First, Elaine has sent us a picture of her kiwi Jenny, which she's got growing in one of our heavy-duty pots, and she's training it up a trellis on her wall as well. Stu reckons she got a 9cm when we were selling those.
Elaine,
if so, then that's growing absolutely beautifully. Yeah, the one you're getting today is in a 1.7 litre pot, so it's a bit more established.
So I reckon, Elaine, next year you will get some kiwis.
I would like to think so. I hope they've got that in a nice sunny spot, Elaine, because then that is going to do, it's going to do wonders for you. But yeah, look at the use for our heavy-duty pots. This is what you can use them for. This is why they're brilliant. So thank you for sending that picture, Elaine. Let me have another little look. Elaine sent another picture. Let's see what she sent. Hold on. Oh, the Helleborus, lovely. Yeah, we've got the Christmas rose on the show again at the moment, and yeah, there's Elaine's Helleborus just coming through. I'm assuming that is a recent picture, and those flowers are just coming through now.
And I can see, Elaine, one of those bags of the ornamental bark, the straw.
Oh, and Amanda has sent in a pictures. She says, hey, here's a few pictures including the blueberry. Please excuse the shed, it needs a paint. Don't you worry, Amanda.
Don't care about
We're not worried about that sort of thing at all. Yeah, look, and this is the gorgeous thing with blueberries, because they give the most beautiful display of the autumn foliage.
They really
do look absolutely incredible when that foliage starts to change.
I recognise a lot of our pots there, Bex.
A lot of our pots, there's a few aces in there as well.
Prismas.
Look, yeah, I love it. That's what mine's looking like right now as well. Just gorgeous colours. Ooh, that is your Caribbean lily, isn't it? I think that's the Caribbean lily just poking through.
It is. That's early, isn't it?
I know. We had a few of them coming through. Oh, look. Is that an aster?
It is.
It looks asterish. It's looking beautiful.
The asters, again, have done really well.
Oh, look, there's the Miner's Merlot growing through. Oh, what's that? I do recognise the flower, but I can't name the plants. That's look. I was going to say begonia's still going really nicely strong.
Yeah, begonias. Do you know what? They are one of the real summer survivors, aren't they?
Dahlia's doing beautiful. Yeah, that's a really nice selection of photos there, Amanda. Thank you. Gorgeous. That's it for the emails. Let me just have a quick look in the chat, see what's going on in YouTube. Neil's hoping for the weather to be fine this weekend so I can get out and plant the rest of my bulbs and squirrel-proof the pots. Yes, very good idea.
Any more sympathy for my bad gardener's back, Bex?
Nah, you're milking it now. No, we're only joking. I feel for you. It's horrible when you've got a bad back. Talking about bark mulch, Elaine says 10 bags. I think I might have enough now.
Well done.
Yeah, looking really good in there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the chat. If you want to show any of your pictures, if you want to show us your garden, we want to see it. We absolutely do. We love looking into your garden. So you need to email us on ygtv@yougarden.com.
I'm going to send you a picture of my garden from yesterday, which is what caused me to get the bad back. I have
started doing a bit of my tidying. I've chopped down my dahlias. I'm going to put those away so that they get winter protected. I'm going to get out and do all my bulb planting.
I did buy the new rake. Yes, I did.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
If you haven't seen the new rake, you need to go onto Facebook or YouTube. No, Facebook or Instagram. There's a video on it.
It's so good,
We showed it, didn't we, in the show on Sunday?
Yeah.
Was it Sunday we showed it?
Yeah.
It's brilliant, honestly. If you do a price comparison on that rake anywhere else, you know, that A place that we all go and search for, it's way more expensive on there than it is here. And as a club member, of course, you get an incredible discount on this. So this is Shaun's genuine first reaction from using it. He hadn't used it before shooting this little bit of video here. And he was dead amazed.
I honestly was. I said I bought it.
So good, he bought it.
And you know, because I live in the country, we get so many leaves falling down, and look at the size of that rake. And what I was impressed, and this was honestly the first time I'd used it. I like the fact that because it hasn't got metal spikes, it doesn't sort of like stick in the ground, and it doesn't. The leaves don't stick to it. But it barely left a leaf behind. If you look there, you know, look, and it's so wide that it gets a massive amount in one go.
So good, isn't it?
So it is. I mean, for me, it just saved so much time. It was so thorough, and I like the fact that it's multi-use as well. So the sides come off, so you can use it as a smaller rake. So it's great for like your borders and stuff. And then you've got your leaf hands. So again, it allows you to scoop all those up in seconds. It's a really great product. One of the best I've seen.
So good, he bought it.
I did buy it. Well, so I'm going to send you some pictures, Bex.
All right, send me some pictures and I'll show them. In the meantime, let me tell you about the club, because if you haven't become a member of the club yet, what are you playing at? Come on. You can send 10% off every time you place an order with us here at YouGarden. It costs just £5 to join. That's £5 for 12-month membership. So it's one-off cost of £5. And then every time you place an order in the next 12 months, you'll be saving 10%. Plus, you're going to get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers to spend throughout the year as well.
And those vouchers, you join the club. You can join right now and save 10% on your first order. Then the vouchers arrive about a week later, I'm going to say on average. Depends on your post and stuff. And they're printed vouchers with codes on them. And it is so good when you next place an order and you just type in the code, and you can use it with our code as well, by the way, so you can still use the off code and the voucher code, and you save £5. And you can use them, you've got to use them on separate orders, but you can use them all in a day if you want.
If you want to,
yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's like getting £20 worth of cash back.
Well, if you want to use your £5 today, for example, on our dwarf flowering almond prunus, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Then you could get this home for what, £7.99?
Yeah.
£7.99.
Which is
amazing. And of course, you could use it on the double up offer as well.
So the Prunus grandulosa is, I mean, if you've always wanted a blossom tree, for want of a better word. Most of us, I mean, I think you said it in springtime, Bex. The blossom is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But most of us do not have the space for a full-size blossom tree, do we? We just don't. These will only grow to about 1.5 meters, and the blossom all comes out pretty much before the leaves, so you just get this carpet of pink.
And the fact that it's a sort of multi-stemmed shrub as well means that you're going to get even more flowers, because it's going to flower from low down and all the way along the stems of the plant. The flowers come out just before the foliage starts to appear as well, so you get such a beautiful look from this. Look at them, they're double flowers as well. I think they're magical. Honestly, when it is cherry blossom time, it's the most magical time of the year, isn't it?
It is.
It's fully winter hardy, so it's going going to have our lifetime guarantee on this as well. If you don't know about our lifetime guarantee, I think it's unique to us. I haven't found anywhere else with it. And it does mean that if it's fully winter hardy, it's got the snowflake symbol on the product page. If at any point this dies, in 10 years' time, and we're still stocking it, you can get in touch with us, we'll replace it free of charge.
That is incredible, isn't it?
It is incredible. All you have to do is pay any postage to get it out to you, but we will replace it free of charge, and that's the symbol that you're looking for.
There it is, that winter hardy symbol. I just think it's amazing. We sometimes forget that. We sometimes forget that all of those winter hardy products do come with a lifetime guarantee. And I mean, I'll be honest, I've hardly ever killed a plant from YouGarden because it's such good quality.
Yeah.
But if you did, and it's fully winter hardy, we'd replace it, as Bex said, for free. You don't need to pay the postage. So let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen today live on our YouGarden TV show. So these are incredible. It is the Pansy Cool Wave Berries and Cream. Now, we are doing a buy one, get two free. Best deal I've seen this year on these. So it does mean you're going to get 30 plants in total. Now, this is a very special variety of pansy. Please don't mistake it for anything else. It gently trails, so it cascades. Great for the edge of pots, great for the edge of baskets. And it flowers for 10 months of the year. So the only months it doesn't genuinely flower are July and August, where it gets too hot and it dies back. But what you can do, don't throw them away, you can actually cut them right back. Put them in a shadier spot and they'll bounce back in autumn time. But they are the most prolific flying pansy we've ever seen. And this variety, I think, is the most tasteful that we do, called Berries and Cream. 410-112, just $13.49 for club members. And then the other pansies we've got on the show, I say pansies, the violas, so mini pansies. And these are the viola pumpkin. So they're this gorgeous, really, really bright orange, which is on a double up deal. So they arrive as plug plants, 12 for $14.99, but you can double up for an extra £5. Now, I am very excited about the bulb collections that we've got. So this one is called Animal, where you get apricot fox, which is that lovely tulip, the narcissus quail, and the pheasant eye as well. These are the quail, so classic, sort of yellow daffodil, really bright, really vibrant. And then you've got the rather unusual pheasant eye as well. The value there, I mean, this is not a value pack, these are named varieties, but you are going to get 65 bulbs for £14.97. And so you get 2 bags of 20 and one of 25, and they're saving £50. That is amazing value, and November is still a great time to plant your spring bulbs. You get 25 of the quail. Somebody was asking which one you got 25 of. You get most of the quail, which actually makes sense, actually. 600-438. And then the one that goes really well, I think, with the berries and cream is this collection, which we call From Night to Day. So you get the Triumph White, that pure white, classic tulip. Then you get this one known as Flaming Flag, which is just delightful, isn't it? That is so pretty. Those kind of like mauvey purple markings in the petals are quite exquisite. And then you get the really rich Queen of the Night as well. Fantastic value. They're going to flower sort of, I'm going to say April time in general, 600-439, 1497. Now, loads of you were asking about our Helleborus, and these were a top seller last year. This is a really exceptional variety known as Christmas Rose, and it repeat flowers, so you get so many months of flowers, and they can start flowering. As in flower right now, they're going to flower all the way through the winter months, so right the way through November, December, January, February, March time. They love a shady spot, so they do really well in shade. They don't require a lot of love and attention. They really don't. They die down after the winter, in summertime. They don't die away completely, but they just go a little bit dormant. If you leave the dead flowers on, by the way, they are quite good at reseeding in general as well. But what I can also recommend is having these inside at Christmas time. So have them inside in pots, things like that, for your winter displays, and then plant them in the ground once January comes. But they are really an exceptional variety of Helleborus that are repeat flowering. And the flowers, although they're predominantly white, they do change colour as they age, so you sometimes get hints of greens and pinks in there as well. 560-054 for the Helleborus Christmas Rose. Now, also, something that Bex grew last year was the Mini Champ mushroom kit. Everything's in the box. It's all 100% natural. and it allows you to really, I think, get the kids involved in growing. For some reason, kids find this kit really fascinating. I think it's a lot of fun, but you can grow your own mushrooms on a windowsill in your home. 161,138. That's an even better price than last year. It's down to £8.99. And then we've got a few little Christmas items. This is the Woodland natural star wreath, so all predominantly natural products in there, all different types of pine cones, but then it's been decorated beautifully with the festive stars and the berries in the red. 164.80 at just £13.49. And don't forget, we also have got a festive doormat for you. Ho ho ho! I think that's really cute. Really like it.
I like changing these things over seasonally, and I love when it gets to Christmas, and there's just these added little touches that you can make that really make it quite welcoming.
I think I love Christmas, and I think, you know, little touches like that as your guests arrive, to see that ho ho ho.
Yeah.
Just really, and it's really well made as well. You know, yes, it looks nice, but it is a really good doormat at the same time, with that non-slip backing as well, and designed to really get rid of the mud and dirt on your boots and your shoes. 164.77. Now, if you have just joined us, good morning. You're with myself, Shaun Ryan, and Bex Edwards. You can browse the whole show on the website. In fact, all you need to do, if you're new, is click onto YGTV there. We're live right now. If we're not live, it will take you to previous shows. So if you missed any of the shows earlier on the week, if you're on a tablet or phone, it might be on the bottom.
What's happening there?
I don't know. You obviously made me laugh, didn't you? But you look like you've been serious.
I look like I'm being really serious. You look like you've seen a ghost.
But this is everything that's in the show. And don't forget, today, these are the promotions. So if you spend over £40, you get free delivery. But any of the fruit trees that need staking, you will get a free stake and tie with those fruit trees.
Amazing.
Really, isn't it? So we're going to give you everything that you need. But a lovely, quite a varied selection today, and loads of bare roots.
Really nicely varied, yeah, absolutely, and perfect for the season, which is what we do here at YGTV. We bring you things that are going to look good in your garden right now, or that you should be doing in your garden right now. And bare roots, we are well now into bare root season. It is the absolute perfect time to plant the bare roots. And the bare roots, no matter what it is, whether it's the trees or various other bare roots that we bring you, it is the best way to get incredible value for money. It's like a gardener's secret, because when you buy a bare root, what you're doing is you're not buying a pot, you're not buying the compost, and you're not paying for the labor costs that it's taken for somebody to do that, to grow it on and to care for it. So that's why it comes cheaper, basically. So it's like a gardener's little secret, and the best way to get the most for your money. And
I know some of the bare roots that we sold last year, the bare root fruit trees, they did fruit in the first year. We don't guarantee it, but we had a lot of customers sending a picture, said, oh my word, I've got peaches and I bought this as a bare root just this year and I've already got peaches, or in this case cherries. So we don't promise fruit in the first year, but you may well get a little crop in year one and then starting to get more and more cherries in year 2, year 3, until you get kilos and kilos. And actually what I love about our bare roots is the fact that these are multi-stemmed trees. They're not what we call whips. They're not just a single stem with no side shoots. They're proper trees.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we've done is they have been grafted onto dwarfing rootstock, basically. And you can see the graft points on them there, that knobbly bit. That process to graft it onto there is a very meticulous job. That's not something you can just do. It's proper serious, gardener's business, basically. So it's been grafted onto the dwarfing rootstock, the miniature rootstock, which means that it's not going to get stupidly tall.
No.
The idea is that it's going to stay a little bit more compact, which makes it much more manageable for modern gardens. Unfortunately, as time has gone on, it means our garden spaces have got smaller. What we've done is made sure that we've got things that we can still be able to grow in our house, but in those smaller spaces.
Yeah, and I would love everybody, well, Bex and I, we were both talking earlier, we would love every single one of you today. If you haven't got a fruit tree in your garden, just about one.
Just pick one.
Yeah, and all of these can be grown in pots, like those heavy-duty pots, but just to have one fruit tree is joyous. And cherries, if you think what a punnet of cherries costs, you're talking even in peak season when cherries are abundant, you're still talking probably £5 a punnet. You're going to get kilos and kilos every single year. And fruit trees are very long lived. You know, these could be with you for many, many decades to come.
So that one is the cherry, I think. Yes, so that one, I mean, they all look very similar, but yes,
they do.
That one is the cherry. So as you can see, the bare roots are just wrapped in this plastic wrap here. So all you have to do is unwrap that when you get it home. Give it a good soak, and with something like this, we would definitely suggest overnight. Bucket of water, stick it in that bucket of water. What that does is it gives the plant a drink. It wakes it up, because these plants are fast asleep. They're dormant. They are alive, and you know they are because you do the scratch test. Get your nail, give it a little scratch. Oh, it's fine, we'll watch the
But this is
video.
what you do.
Yeah, you just give it a good soak overnight, and then after you've done that, you can then be ready to plant these out. Now, all of these are on the dwarfing rootstock, so it means that it's ideal for planting potentially into our heavy-duty pots, for example. If you don't have an orchard or acres of land, get some of our premium freshnel compost. Another thing that you could add in, by the way, which we haven't talked about yet this year, is our mycorrhizal fungi. You could add some of that in there, because that'll then really help those roots to establish quickly. Put that in there. We're making sure that the grafting point is well above the soil surface. Filling that hole again with our premium professional compost. Really press it down as well, get rid of any air pockets. Water it in well as well to get rid of any of those air pockets that might be in there. And
just make sure it doesn't dry out during the winter months. I know you think, well, I know it's winter, but sometimes we do get dry spells and windy days and things like that. So just make sure it doesn't dry out during the winter. And then in springtime, you'll start to get the leaves, the blossom, and you may even get cherries in the first year. We won't guarantee it, but you may well get your first crop in 2025.
Well, with the Stella, it's got Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, proven performer, met those vigorous trials that they put them through to make sure that they can be awarded that. It's also been awarded perfect for pollinators, but we're going to pretty much say that about everything, because they're all going to have that beautiful blossom, and they're going to be lovely for the pollinators in your garden. And now Stella should get to anywhere between sort of 2 and 3 metres in height, but small enough to be able to keep in a pot, certainly for the first few years.
And it just means also you'll be able to reach all the cherries.
Yeah, definitely.
And all of the fruit trees and the citrus trees are all self-fertile, so you might think, oh, do I need a pear? Not at all. They're all self-fertile.
Absolutely.
But that is the best price we've done at £9.99. And I know my local garden centre, I've got a lovely garden centre near where I live, but a potted fruit tree would be costing you, I would say, £40 to £50.
Certainly, if you imagined this size potted, definitely.
And also, and it's the worst thing to do, but if you saw this in a garden centre covered in blossom, or even with a few cherries on, you could pay a premium for it. But to buy it as a bare root is the clever way of gardening. It saves you so much money, and you get the journey, of course, as well.
Yeah, I love it. And they're quite easy to look after. A little bit of pruning every now and then, just to maintain the size and encourage fruit production is absolutely beautiful. So all you've got to do really is decide which one it is that you want to go for. Obviously, we've covered the citrus, we've got the oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruit, we've got our apples, our pears, our plums, but maybe it's cherries you want to go for. 300005 is the item number here. It's a £10 saving, but we've got a couple of other options as well. Yeah,
now, believe it or not, you can grow peaches very successfully in the UK. We've got Peach Red Haven coming up next. Exactly the same story. It's a bare root. You do, just as we've said, you soak it overnight, can grow it in a heavy-duty pot, grow it straight in the ground. But look at the gorgeous, gorgeous peaches.
I love them.
Oh, peaches is just such. I just love the taste of peaches. I actually like them. I sometimes do them in. I've got an active fry, and I sometimes do them in there.
Do you?
Yeah, with a bit of brown sugar.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, yeah. But this is fully winter hardy. Now, the only thing we do say with the peach, and actually the apricot as well, when it blossoms in springtime, you need to protect the actual blossom
flowers
from the frost.
Yeah, so the tree is winter hardy, but if you can just put like a covering over it, or put it under cover somewhere, a little bit of fleece or something, it just helps with the fruit production, so that the flowers don't get affected by the frost, basically, and that will encourage the fruit production. It's also good to thin your fruits out slightly, so make sure that you take away some of the smaller ones, and you
the misshapen ones.
Leave a bit of space between them. That will encourage you bigger and better fruits, basically.
But I love the fact that you can get peaches to grow in the UK, and that's a really
brilliant.
good variety called Red Heaven. The leaves are really nice, and I've noticed the shape of the leaves as well. Really nice.
Half-price deal on that one as well today.
These prices are amazing, aren't they?
But maybe it's apricots that tickle your fancy. We've got the gorgeous apricot. It's called Early Moor Park that's available. Again, a half-price deal, taking £10 off that one. And a very similar story to all of the others that we've been talking about.
So again, fully winter hardy, just protect the blossom from the frost. But when this is actually fully established, you can get between 200 to 300 apricots in a year.
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love that.
And we are getting busy today, so thank you so much. And say, we're just hoping that every single one of you watching our live stream today just buys at least one fruit tree.
Just one fruit tree.
Because it is really rewarding.
And
it does save you a huge amount of money. But the most popular item so far today...
Is it the pruners?
It is.
It's the pruners.
And
Philip has just been in the chat. Apparently he's bought 4 of them.
Has he really?
Yeah. Nice. Where are you going to plant those? That's what I want to know.
Now, apparently he also used his voucher as well. So he saved £26 on his order.
Nice.
Yay!
That's very good.
We've got some, I mean, the deals today are incredible. And so this is a dwarf flying almond prunus called Granulosa sinensis. It will only ever grow to about 1.5 meters. It would be multi-stem, so it's a shrub rather than a tree, we should say. But when it flowers in springtime, you get all of this lovely double blossom, which again, great for the pollinators, followed by that fantastic foliage, and then followed by those autumn colours as well. But you can actually get 2 of these for $19.99. And I say I love the idea of cherry blossom, but you know, a lot of the trees we sell grow really big, really huge. These will never do that. So it's a dwarf flying variety. Will only go to about 1.5 meters, multi-stemmed, covered in blossom in the springtime, and you can double up for an extra, say, £7. You can go for 2 of those. And Philip bought 4.
I know. I mean, in the club, the double up is, what is it, £17.99.
That's really
so
good.
So it's £9 each. That's amazing value for money. Bearing in mind, as Shaun says, they're going to get to about 1.5 meters in height, and they're going to be covered in that blossom.
We do say, in terms of where to plant them, obviously they'd be great in pots, but we always say sunny spot ideally, but sheltered, because you don't want strong winds to literally
blow all that
blossom away.
Yeah.
No, you want ideally sheltered corner, but nice sunny position. But fully winter hardy, very easy to grow, and delightful. And that is such a good price.
It is, definitely.
Just say $12.99, you can double up 2 for 99 cents.
And if you've got some vouchers to use, like our lovely Philip there, then you can get them even better. I know, who was it? Dingo. Dingo was messaging me on Facebook yesterday. He's just received his vouchers, so yeah, he's going to be looking for some things to spend his vouchers on.
I've still got 2 vouchers left.
I think I have as well.
Yeah.
Is it 2 I've got? I think I've only used 1. I might have 3 vouchers left.
I've definitely I've got 2 left, but yes. But I've got a nice order in my head today as well. Now, we've got something a little bit unusual for you now, and it is our hardy pomegranate bush.
A pomegranate? We'll let you off, it's fine.
But, you know, remember, bad back to that. Yeah, those drugs are kicking in. What did you give me?
Cocodamol.
Does that mean a bit? What does that do? I've never had it before.
They're great painkillers.
Are they? I think it slowed my brain down, not sure about my back. But this is the hardy pomegranate bush at $14.99. Now, it is an ornamental pomegranate.
Yeah, ornamental, don't eat them. But yeah, it is beautiful. I mean, I just love it. To be honest, I think it's a really gorgeous ornamental bush. I love the flowers that come through. The flowers are a really bright orange colour. They're almost luminous, the colour that you get. And they're this lovely waxy texture. And then you can see them sort of start to change shape and get more elongated. And then you can really see how they're going to then turn into an actual pomegranate.
Yeah, like a mini one.
Like a mini pomegranate.
It's catchy now.
Like a mini pomegranate, yeah. And it's an evergreen plant, you know, it keeps its foliage, it's beautiful, it's got these lovely glossy leaves on it. Actually, we say evergreen, but it's sort of semi-evergreen, depends on the climate. It might lose a few of its leaves, but generally,
winter hardy.
Yeah, completely winter hardy. We say down to about -8. I would maybe give it a little bit of extra winter protection this year, just to make sure that because obviously it's a slightly younger plant, but just give it a little bit of extra winter protection. But yeah, in most places, absolutely fine.
But it's really unusual, really attractive. the colour of that orange is so vibrant, isn't it? Really is. And you said waxy, they are sort of like waxy rubbery to look at, and they feel really nice as well. But it will produce mini ornamental pomegranates. I always like the idea of having different things in the garden, don't you?
I do, and this one is a little bit unusual. It's a bit of a talking point. It doesn't get massive either. So ultimate growth here we're talking is probably about 1 metre by 1 metre, but it's going to take ages to get there because it's nice and slow growing. So it's a beautiful feature plant that's not going to take over. You could plant out into borders if you want to, ideally in a full sunny position, but I think it would work in a nice sort of conservatory plant as well.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be work beautifully as a conservatory plant. Maybe not in your heated conservatory. I'm talking about a cool conservatory. You see, this is the problem. You put heating in your conservatory and now you can't use it for all these plants.
It does limit things.
Yeah, it does.
I know.
So I've always complained about my conservatory, as you know. I mean, I use it as a greenhouse now, but I've always complained about it because it's not heated. So it barely gets used in the winter because it's freezing cold, and then in the summertime it's too blooming hot in there. So it feels a bit superfluous.
Whereas mine's heated, so it's nice to use.
And now you can't keep all your plants in there.
A few do struggle, yeah. Because it's underfloor heating, you see.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. But I have got some plants looking nice in there. I have. Right. So
Shall we get a bit festive?
Yay!
Shall we? Because do you know what? I always think about this when it comes to this time of year. It gets to Halloween, and as soon as Halloween's done, which it will be in 12 hours' time, it'll get to Halloween, and then it's all about Christmas, isn't it?
And I was in this bonfire night as well.
Nah, I'm not bothered. It's all about Christmas. It's all about Christmas. After Halloween.
It's 8 weeks. Yesterday will be Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 8 weeks is nothing at all.
We can start getting excited about it now, can't we? This is the time when we can start getting excited.
So, when do you put your Christmas tree up in your house?
I'm not allowed to put it up. So, my son.
Oh, he's got his birthday, hasn't he?
It's his birthday on the 1st of December.
Right. So yeah.
So, and I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to do anything until the 2nd of December.
I get that.
So I have to wait until the 2nd. But normally I'm not before December, basically.
No, I'm the same.
You can get excited, you can start talking about it, but Christmas songs, Christmas decorations from the 1st of December.
And that
the 2nd in our house.
And that isn't that far away. And also, with it only being 8 weeks till Christmas, it's always good to start buying things, planning things, spreading the cost. And these are absolutely delightful, aren't they? Only $14.99.
Check out the little mushrooms on here.
I know.
Those little mushrooms are so cute. I love those. My mushrooms are one of my cutest Christmas decorations, my tree decorations actually. So you've got those on there, you've got real pine cones on there, you've got cinnamon sticks on there, lovely little star decorations, bit of greenery as well. That's just a perfect Christmas decoration.
And I love the fact that it's predominantly natural. So, all of those pine cones are natural, of course, but it also means that this will be brought out every single Christmas and never change. We do the living wreaths, but obviously they're for one season only. Yeah. They're lovely, and we will have those available. But this is something that you can actually bring out every single year and look great on the front of your door, above a mantel shelf, above the fire, something like that. And it even looks good in a potting shed. Yeah,
and do you know what? You can actually use them as table decorations as well. If you put it flat on the table, put it flat on the table and then put a candle in the middle of it, it can actually be a centrepiece on a table decoration as well.
Oh, I do like that idea.
Yeah, I'd use it for that.
I do, yeah.
Because it's got a flat back to it.
There's a big enough hole in there,
so it's a flat back to it, which means that you could actually sit it down like that.
That'd look great, wouldn't it?
And put a little candle in the middle, and then it can be a table decoration too.
Do you know, I just bought the other day some of those battery candles, and I never really liked them before. But
no, they're kind of cool though, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's one that's made out of wax that I bought. It was only $7.99, but it's obviously not real. But it does look so real. Yeah. So, something like that, the centre look great. Right, we're staying with Christmas, because Christmas is coming. Ho, 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 there is our Christmas mat.
Ho.
And that is only $9.99 today, $164.77. But yes, it looks great, it's festive, but it's a really well-made mat with that non-slip backing as well.
Yep.
Now, also, in terms of making your garden look really nice and festive, we have got the Camellia Yuletide now, and this is a camellia that flowers around about Christmas time.
Yeah, well, it started now.
Yeah.
I mean...
There's one flower out, but there's loads of buds.
There's one flower out, and there's some big fat buds over here. You can see that these are just ready to burst out. But we've been looking along this plant, and at almost every single leaf axil on this multi-stemmed plant, there are just so many buds waiting to burst open. So yeah, this normal flowering time is between November and January. It's called Yuletide because obviously we get these gorgeous festive colours, and it's in flower generally over the Christmas period. The bright red flowers. The stamens are not indistinct either, are they? Those bright yellow stamens on there are really, really beautiful.
So if you, again, if you're somebody that really wants to make your entrance to your home look festive, imagine a pair of these in pots, and what I'd be tempted to do is put some little twinkly lights on there in December.
Love them.
Put them in pots with a few, I don't know, pine cones around or something like that. But it's a beautiful camellia. I love the foliage on camellias. You always get these really nice glossy leaves. But the flowers on this one are really, really striking, and that is 510818. See, my birthday is near Christmas, 20th of December. If any of my friends are watching, I'd love that as a birthday gift.
There you go.
I love getting plants for birthday.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. It will need ericaceous compost. It's an acid-loving plant, so do bear that in mind. We've got bags of that available on our website. Right, also, you have loved our Helleborus, the Christmas rose. What I'm really pleased about, these have not gone up in price.
No. $14.99.
These were the best seller last year, weren't they?
Still half price, absolutely. And they are a gorgeous addition to your home as a Christmas decoration. It is an outdoor plant, but you could actually get these, and there's 3 of them, and these could be the centerpieces for your table decorations. I'm just wondering actually if it fit in the middle of that wreath. That would be gorgeous if it sat in the middle of that wreath.
Might do. Now,
it might not work. It might be too big. I'm going to try it.
It's a Hellebore that I bought last year. I bought 6 of them, actually, and they're now in the garden. They're doing really, really well. They're just beginning to come back into flower. This particular variety is multi-flowering, so it's prolific in terms of the flowers it produces, all through winter. And the flowers, they change colour. So sometimes they're white, sometimes they're more of a pinky green colour.
It doesn't quite sit right in the hole in the centre, but I would just put a little bit of wrapping around there. It's a nice little centre. That's the idea, anyway. You could create a gorgeous centrepiece using your... Maybe not this one.
Yeah, I'm not looking convinced there, Bex.
You could create a gorgeous centrepiece using these, and that's the idea with this. As you can see in that picture there, you've got a lovely little ribbon around the pot, and then it could be a centrepiece on your Christmas table, and it could even then be a lovely gift to give to somebody as they leave. You can say, thanks for coming now, go away, here's your Helleborus to take with you.
560054. So what did Julie need to know? How can you tell if you're a member?
Oh, you think you are, but you've never had... OK, so when you place an order...
It would give you 10%
It would give you the 10% discount.
Automatically.
So if you went in and put some stuff into your basket... yeah... Get in touch with customer services via email. What's the emails do? cs@yougarden.com. CS, customer services, cs@yougarden.com.
You say you will, if you, as Bex said, if you put something in your basket, if you're a member, it shows 10% discount.
Do you normally log in on the website? Because you have to go in and log in on the website, and then you put your basket together, and if you get your 10% discount, then yeah, you're a member. But get in touch with customer services. They'll be able to find, because they can search via your email or your address or something, and they'll be able to see whether you're a member or not. Our customer service
team, they are brilliant. And they really want to help. So yeah, they'll be able to find out straight away. Because you want to make sure you got those vouchers.
Definitely.
So we're on auto renewal. So just to explain, if you go for the auto renewal membership, you don't have to worry every year. It just automatically renews.
Yeah.
And
mine was so easy this year. Literally, I just had an email saying you're about to renew.
Yep,
Thank you very much. I will do that.
The great thing is though, you got the email about a week before it did renew. So if you'd wanted to cancel, you could.
You could do.
Not that we did, of course.
Definitely not.
But yeah, any questions? Do let us know, and we'll do our very best to answer. Now, something that we meant to buy last year, but for some reason we didn't. The cranberry.
I know. Do you know what? And I'm sorry, because whenever we say we're going to get it, I genuinely do mean I'm going to get it. It's not I'm not.
No.
But sometimes you just get caught up in it, and then you forget afterwards, and it doesn't happen.
And let's be honest, sometimes you get a list together in your head, and then you're looking and say, "Hang on, that's got
I need to.
My budget this week is say £40, and that list is 70.
But if you have got a £5, this is it, right? Okay, I'm doing it. I've got a £5 voucher to spend. This is £6.99, which means if I use my £5 voucher, I'm going to get this for £1.29 because I'm a club member,
That's
so
good,
I'm going to get
it?
my 10% discount as well. £1.29, and I'm going to grow my own cranberries.
And what is so nice about
Yes,
this,
please.
It's actually a really attractive evergreen plant. And it doesn't, I'm not going to say trails, but it kind of meanders, this one.
Yeah.
So great for even things like a hanging basket. You could use it for winter foliage. The cranberries normally appear around about September time, so you're not going to get any this year, but you should get them. You get a crop next year.
I reckon you'll get a crop next year.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is that you're going to get a crop for many years because this will last a long time in your garden. It does need the ericaceous compost though, so do bear that in mind. Get yourself a pot with ericaceous compost in to plant it in. And of course you get the lovely, and the flowers that you get on this in springtime. They're a lovely kind of pinky red colour as well, which you would expect looking at that fruit, wouldn't you?
And cranberries, you can freeze them, can't you, as well?
Yeah.
So although it fruits in sort of like September time, you could make your cranberry sauce in that time, or you could freeze the cranberries as well. But that is only $6.99 today, something a little bit different for you, 310047. I wonder why you don't see cranberry. I've never seen those in the garden centre.
That's true. I mean, to be honest, I've never looked, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Right, where are we going? All the way over to the other side? I've got to go slowly so Shaun can catch up.
If you just joined us, yes, we're not going to mention it again. I'm not making a big thing of it. My bad back, no. I never have a bad back. The last time I had was I was 20 and I'd done a dance class, believe it or not, and I hurt my back. That was the last time I had a bad back.
You did a dance class?
Yeah.
Was that when you were trying to be in a boy band? Was that what it was?
I was at college, yeah. But I remember
You should have been in a boy band.
Hey?
You totally should have been.
I was briefly. Mm. I'll send you a video now. No, I was. To go on to there was an advert. There was a paper called The Stage, and it had this advert for boy band.
I used to get The Stage as well.
I just applied and got in it, and I can't sing or dance really. But anyway, there's always one useless one.
A lot of them can't.
No, there's always one useless one. Isn't
let's
there?
look at Take That, shall we?
Most of them are
Take That.
Yeah, most of them are pretty talented. Well, they're all talented, I think,
Yeah, now.
More talented than I was, that's for sure. Anyway, we have got... Yeah, hello to Take That if you're watching, by the way. Imagine.
I was in love. Oh,
Who did you fancy? Who did you fancy?
Mark Owen.
Did you?
I was obsessed.
Really?
My mum and dad, bless them. I did that thing where I used to get Smash Hits, the magazine, and I would cut all the pictures out. All of the walls. I even started to do the ceiling as well because I ran out of space. Pictures, I genuinely thought I was going to marry Mark Owen. Like, I truly believed it. I was in love. I was in love.
He was the most popular one, wasn't he, I think?
Because he was cute, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was dinky and cute.
Anyway, we digress.
I was obsessed.
I wonder if any have taken that into the gardens.
Yes, please. If they are, can I go and do the garden, please?
I'm gonna guess if any are into the gardening, I think Mark Owen probably would be, but growing your own, I'd have thought.
I don't know what's happened to Jason.
I can imagine him in a nice house with a big garden. Mm. Yeah. Who knows?
Howard now, though. Howard's the one now.
Is he the one you fancy now?
Yeah.
Bit rough.
Bit rough.
Joking.
Moving on.
He's a handsome man. He's going to handsome man, hasn't he?
Very handsome. Yeah. And he was the dancer as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. Anyway, we've got off on a tangent. Back to our grow going section. And on a serious note, we've done amazing prices on these. These are all easy to grow. Some are a little bit different as well. And this is the Lonicera Honeyberry.
Stu's just pointed out, if I use my voucher on this, it'd be 39p today.
It would, wouldn't it?
Because I'm a club member, £5.39 in the club. If you've got a £5 voucher, you can get this really well established Honeyberry for 39p.
And can I just
That's
say,
stupid, isn't it?
Even if you don't have vouchers and you just pay the $5.99,
yeah, that's still an amazing price.
That is such a good price because this is well established. It's already really mature. It will fruit next year. This is one that will definitely fruit next year, and it produces what we call a honeyberry. It's part of the honeysuckle family, but it produces these gorgeous edible berries that are a little bit like a blueberry. By the way, some of the honeysuckles produce poisonous berries.
Yes.
So
not this
so
one.
Don't,
this one's edible. It's fine.
Yeah. So don't just think, oh, I've got honeysuckle, I'll eat the berries. No, some are poisonous. This is a really delicious edible variety. And we were saying earlier, very high in antioxidants, this fruit.
Really high in antioxidants. In fact, it's supposed to be higher in antioxidants than blueberries, and we know how good blueberries are for us. It's supposed to be a little bit sweeter than a blueberry as well, so it's kind of...
it is, I'd say, yeah.
Like a blackberry flavour, but it's absolutely good, but slightly sweeter.
I think it's a bit more fleshy as well. There's more on the berry, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get you what you mean.
Yeah.
Lovely, easy to grow as well. So if the idea of ericaceous compost and, it's too much of a faff for you, you don't need to worry about that with this. It does not need the ericaceous compost. Ridiculously hardy as well. So I believe this one came from Siberia. It's a native of Siberia. So if you think about the temperature fluctuations there, like this can cope with proper -20 temperatures. It's not going to get massive either. So about 3 feet height and spread once this gets established. I got them in 9 centimetres. They were tiny when I got mine. They were little. About 18 months ago. They're not even quite this size yet. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. But yeah, they're nice and compact. So really easy for you to grow and plant.
And I don't think I've ever seen a price as good as this today. And now the kind of flower springtime, and I'll be honest, the first time I flowered, I didn't even really notice, because you get these sort of like little whitey yellow flowers. But they're not bright, they're quite muted, so I suddenly sort of like one day, I thought, oh my word, it's covered in flowers. And then, before I knew it, I had all of my delightful honeyberries. And I know we talked about how good they taste, but honestly, when you taste one for the first time, they're incredible.
It's so good.
They really are. I mean, my first year, mine never even made it into the house. They were so good. But that is one that we highly recommend. Just grows really well in a pot, nice sunny spot, and it should fruit, but it definitely will fruit next year.
And I imagine you'd be able to. I only got a couple this year, and I ate them straight away. But I imagine you'd be able to freeze those like blueberries as well. I imagine they would freeze just as well as blueberries.
Don't see why not. But honestly, that is a top recommendation today. Now we've also got the Tayberry, which is another really interesting one. And equally as delicious.
Really beautiful. I found out actually yesterday it's named for the River Tay in Scotland. That's all I found out. But yeah, apparently that's where it gets its name from. It's named from the River Tay in Scotland, and it was trademarked or registered or whatever in 1979. There's my new bit of information I found out yesterday.
I like that.
Also, these will freeze well. So if you were to freeze these on trays separately, and then once they're frozen, bag them, they won't stick together then. So you can actually freeze these when you get a glut of the fruits on these. Again, you probably won't need to, because you'll probably eat them all in one go anyway. But if you want to, you can actually do that.
But it does taste, we do say it's very similar to a raspberry, crossed with maybe a blackberry, but
delicious,
bigger
juicy
fruits as well.
Yeah, big fruits, really juicy, really gorgeous. And the reason you don't see them in shops and things is because they just don't transport well. They will transport absolutely fine from your plant to your kitchen, or from your plant to your mouth, no problem at all. But yeah, you can't buy them, or I haven't seen them anywhere, because they just don't transport very well.
I mean, raspberries are not great, I don't think. If you look at the sell-by dates on raspberries, normally it's only a couple of days.
Yeah.
But these transport even worse than raspberries. So grow them yourself, get all of that nutritious, delicious fruit. And again, the price today is $5.99, 310062. Now we've got our kiwi coming next. Elaine sent us in that picture of hers.
Thank you, Elaine, you absolute gem.
So this is called Jenny. It's a kiwi that really grows well in the UK. So it's winter hardy. You want it in a nice sheltered area though, south facing ideally, grown up a trellis. It will need a little bit of support. And I think Elaine planted hers this year, didn't she?
It sounds like, oh, apparently I'm not mirroring, hang on. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love the idea of being able to grow your own kiwis here. The plant itself is really interesting. The leaves and the stems, they've got the kind of fuzzy foliage to it that the kiwi skin has, which is really interesting.
And they're almost like heart-shaped, aren't they?
Yeah, really big leaves on them as well. So it's interesting to look at in its own right anyway. But then, of course, you're going to get that fruit production. Here's Elaine's, which she's growing up a trellis up against her fence in one of our heavy-duty pots. So we often... Yeah. I love seeing the pictures, though, because we say to you, you can grow this in a pot. But it's lovely to actually see that happening in somebody's garden.
And I reckon, I'm not going to guarantee it, Elaine, but I do think you're probably going to get your first fruits next year.
I hope so.
And it normally fruits September time, so... Elaine, yeah, look out for fruit next September.
Oh, I can't wait to see those pictures when you're sending them to us next year. That'd be so fun.
Can I just say, Elaine, bear in mind tomorrow is November. That geranium Rosanna at the front's doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, mine's still looking pretty good as well at the minute. The foliage is starting to just turn a little bit, but I'm still getting loads of flowers on mine.
I know.
Looks really good.
Isn't it? So, yeah, loads of going for that. It is the kiwi fruit Jenny there in the 1.7 litre pot. Now, we've got some... Stu's just called this the blasberry, because it's a black raspberry. Now,
Rackberry. No, we're not going to go rackberry.
So, I'll be honest, I haven't tasted this one. I haven't tried it. I think you're the same, Bex.
No, not tried it.
But everything that we've read and researched suggests that it's the most delicious raspberry you could ever imagine. So even sweeter, even tastier than your regular raspberry, but it is a perfect black colour as well. But you do get just the same as a raspberry. So it will always fruit on the old wood. So do bear that in mind.
Yes.
So it will always fruit on the old wood, and when it's fruited, that's the cane that you'd actually chop back, and then you get new growth from the bottom.
Yeah, normally you can sort of see, I can't quite tell from this one whether this is, or it looks like it might all be this year's growth. So just wait until next year, see which one's fruit. Once it's fruited, cut that cane down to ground level, leave the other cane, because that will then produce fruit for you next year. Great way to do this with your Tayberry, with your black raspberry, is to just train them in two opposite directions, and then you always know which one is going to fruit for you and which one you need to prune.
And it doesn't need any particular special compost. In fact, this one will actually, if it's in the ground, will pretty much tolerate all soil conditions as well. Even your clay soil might be all right, Bex.
It's going to be really good for you as well. It's particularly high in antioxidants. It's tough, it's hardy, it's easy to grow. Just needs a really bright, sunny position. It's going to give you such an aromatic and intense flavour. Love it.
And it's always nice to try something new. You know, maybe you've grown regular raspberries, some of the varieties that we've had previously. This is brand new, and it's known as Black Jewel. There's so many that I want to buy today.
So many.
Yeah.
I just want a new garden, so I've got the space.
Have you put the house up, by the way?
I'm talking about it in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We've had it valued.
I know.
We've had somebody
5.7 million.
I wish. Yeah, we've had it valued. But now that it's come to actually putting the house up for sale, now we're going, but we love it here, and we've got so many memories here, and we're going through that process at the moment.
But you definitely want a bigger garden, don't you?
Yeah, and the thing is, the kids all come to our house, and the last few nights they've all been there, and they've been running around and playing hide and seek in the dark, and I'm just like, oh my God, we're going to move away from these people. But I want a bigger garden, so it's going to happen.
Or you could just get an allotment.
Yeah, but you have to, there's a 10-year waiting list for allotments these days. Certainly where I live, it's a 10-year waiting list. Do you know where I live? Up until the pandemic and lockdown, there were so many allotments, and they just could not give them away. And now? Oh, now again. Now a 10-year waiting list to get one. Yeah. And we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Yes. If you're interested in my house potential moving, I'll let you know. We'll share the details on online. Anyone want to buy a house? I'm just thinking, so we've got a big journey ahead next year, because we've bought a field behind us, a bit of a field, and we can't afford. I'll be honest, we cannot afford to do anything with it at the moment. But it's there and it's ready. Yeah, it needs a fence around it, and that was like 10 grand. Yeah. Serious? I'm not joking. I know. I mean, that's the first quote. We're hoping somebody comes in a lot lower, but I was like, oh. Bit by bit, that's it. Just got to do it bit by bit. But I have got this idea of just doing a whole area of, big area of grow your own, and lots of raised beds and doing it. So I'd love to do. I mean, doing these shows where we bring these grow your owns and just, having the space to do the Tayberries and the black raspberries and just, The great thing is, though, even if you've got, for many years, I'd had small gardens and just balconies. Yeah. All those varieties you can grow in pots. Absolutely. You really can. So, I hope today you just buy at least one of the fruit trees we've got available and just do a little bit of grow your own. But we are going to move on to autumn and winter bedding now. And we have got the best deal we've done this year on the Pansy Cool Wave berries and cream. So it's a buy one tray of 10 and get 2 trays absolutely free. Jenny, if I had to pick one winter bedding plant, if you can only go for one, it would be this one. Yeah. And because it's going to flower for up to 10 months of the year as well, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, these are garden ready as well. I've just taken one out so you can see what we're talking about by garden ready. There's a great root system on there, a bigger plant, so it's really ready for you to get planted out. You do need to get these planted soon. There's still plenty of time for them to get nicely established, but this is obviously why we've got such an amazing deal on these. They need to go, they need to find a home, they need to find a home in your garden, please. It is the berries and cream mix as well, which is really
It's really tasteful,
mix.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And do you know what? I planted some of these in the pub garden that I look after. Was it about 3 weeks ago now, Stu? And I can honestly say they have, I would say, at least doubled in size, at least, and they are covered in buds now. They're absolutely covered in buds. But I was amazed. They've grown so quickly, and they do it this because it's still. I mean, the next 2 weeks we've got the high pressure. It's going to be really nice and warm because most of the UK, and it's a great time to plant them. Yes, you can plant them in December. You can plant them in January, but the days are really short. Then it's cold, and they just tend to just stay a bit dormant. But if you plant them now, they can get really well established, and they will flower for 10 months of the year. In fact, some of mine were still flowering in July and August when they're not supposed to flower, but they kept going. They really did. And we class them, some people think of pansies as like winter bedding, you class them as annuals, but in reality, if you want to keep them going as a perennial, all you need to do, because they'll be a bit straggly by the time the height of summer comes, they'll be a bit exhausted. You can chop them right back, put them in a more shady area, and then in the autumn, they'll bounce right back. You know, if you start to feed them again, they will bounce back for many, many years. They are actually a perennial, but a lot of people just use them as a winter bedding plant. But it's a buy one, get two absolutely free. And by the way, don't forget, if you manage to get, so I'll just get my little board here.
I'll get the boards.
Oh my God, I've got to... You said I've got to keep... Oh, damn, like an old man.
Do it. There we go.
There we go.
And back up again.
That's the way to do it. I'll be fine by Sunday.
Sorry, I'm not. I mean, I was going to say I'm not laughing at your misfortune, but I
You're
really am.
laughing with me. All right. You've got to laugh, haven't you? It's not that bad. I mean, I'm
laugh.
not screaming out in pain.
No.
But you get free postage when you spend over £40. And if you're buying any of the fruit trees, you will get a free steak and tie with them. That's the potted and the bare root. So that is really good. And for things like the mini orchard, where you get the Brabant apple, the Conference pear, and the Victoria plum, you get 3 of the steaks and 3 of the ties as well.
Perfect.
But that code today, the offer code, will unlock all of the promotions. So things like the buy one get 2 free, all the crazy savings,
yeah. Brings it all down in price for you, which is why it's brilliant to be shopping here direct with us at YGTV.
I'm going to leave these on the side, Bex.
Yeah,
on the
leave
floor.
them where you can reach them.
Go. But that, seriously, that mini orchard collection is absolutely fantastic. Now, the top seller today, and we are not surprised at all, is this fantastic mini cherry blossom tree. I say tree, it's more of a shrub actually.
Yeah, it's a shrub. It's a multi-stem shrub. You can see how many stems there are. It is going to drop its leaves. It is deciduous, but the leaves themselves are beautiful. They're kind of finely serrated around the edges. Really nice deep veining on them as well. Gorgeous shades that you get from them. Nice and glossy. But the true star of the show for this plant is when it comes into blossom in springtime. It is going to be a flower shower. Look at it. It is gorgeous. It is a shrub. Did I say tree? Apologies. It's a shrub. It is beautiful, and it's only ever going to get to about 1.5 meters, you reckon, on this one?
Yeah,
so
the same width-wise.
Height and spread here. So it's a beautiful one to put in a border somewhere nice and sunny. You want the sunniest spot possible, really, and a nice sheltered spot if you can, because obviously when we get those windy days, it can knock some of the blossom away.
But when you think about springtime, there is nothing more beautiful than the cherry blossoms.
It's magical.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely magical time of year.
And I think there are certain trees that we sell that really only suit massive gardens. Yeah. But this is for every garden.
Totally. And it doesn't have to go in a border either. You know, this would work beautifully in a large pot. Even one of our 30-litre, the heavy-duty pots. That would be a really nice size for these to go into, and you'll still get an amazing flower display from that.
I'm really excited about that, and it's been the best seller today. So you are getting a price of only £12.99, but if you double up for an extra £7, you're going to get a pair of these. Who was it that bought 4?
Roger.
Roger.
I think it was Roger, wasn't it? And the thing is, the double up, So it's £12.99 for one, or you can get two for £19.99. So it is working out. Oh, it's Philip. Sorry, not Roger. Apologies.
Sorry, Philip.
It is working out at £10 each, which is brilliant. And of course, if you're in the club, it's only going to be £17.99 for the two of them.
Which is
£9
yes,
each.
how good Bex's maths is now. Big seller today, really good value, and the great thing is you're going to get all of that gorgeous cherry blossom in spring next year.
Yeah.
I'm actually really tempted with those as well.
Yeah, they look lovely.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find space for them.
I know where to go.
There you go.
Yeah. There's actually, I'll be honest, there's a couple of my borders that have, like, you know, sometimes you get to a stage where they need redoing and moving around. There's a couple of my borders that are really, I'm like, oh, that's too big there. That doesn't work there. So I love the idea of these. There's a sunny border just as you walk down to my garden. They'd be fantastic. 511-510 for the dwarf flowering almond prunus grandulosa there at $12.99. And don't forget, by the way, if you want our compost, it's our best-selling product here at YouGarden. You're going to get 2 of the 50 packs for $24.99. If you're a club member, you get your 10% discount. $24.98, so I should say. Joe, I was just thinking, Bex. We've been doing this show now for
14 months?
Yeah, 14 months. The price of this hasn't gone up.
No, that's very true. We've kept it at the same price. It is still the same amazing compost packed with incredible ingredients. If there is one thing that you would change in your gardening habits to make you a better gardener, it would just be to use this compost rather than any other compost, because it makes that much of a difference.
And I spent a bit yesterday just potting up a few of my houseplants, and do you know what? I just know that now I've repotted them, they are going to absolutely thrive. Even though we're heading into, obviously, winter, I just know that every time I've used this, for whether it's growing seeds, growing on plug plants, when I've been putting perennials in my beds and borders, I always mix some of this in, repotting houseplants, fruit and veg. The fruit trees, any of the fruit trees today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's for absolutely everything. The only thing it's not suitable for are those acid-loving plants like the cranberry, the camellia, and the blueberries that we've got on the show today. That texture, this is incredible, isn't it? When
it's
you see it
beautiful, honestly. So all that fibrous stuff that you can see running through, it's composted wood fibre, incredibly well composted, light and airy texture, great for root development, absolutely fantastic for even water distribution. It is a perfect product. And if you're wondering how good it is, just go and check out our reviews. Please go and look at the reviews on the product page for this compost. That will tell you everything that you need to know.
And of course, delivered free of charge as well. Now, people have been asking, have we got any great deals on pots? Yes, we have.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the April planters on offer today.
Oh, yeah, so we had the square ones recently, didn't we?
Square ones.
Did you get them?
Yeah, bought them from my mum.
So we had the round, the square ones. Now you can get the round ones to go with them as a lovely little family of pots. We've got the little sort of, we call it the abstract dahlia design on the side there. But you've got the beautiful grey colour on there. The lip around the edge, so you can get your fingers underneath to be able to lift it. Extra reinforcement around those as well, plus loads of drainage holes in the bottom as well.
So hang on, you're doubling it up for an extra £2?
Yeah.
So £17.99 for one, an extra pot for £2, £19.99. And actually, if you're club member, you get 2 for £17.99,
Nice.
which are £9 each.
Yeah. So
Do you know, I bought the green square ones for my mum, and they look superb. I've got them full of our winter bedding right now. But they look, to me, if one of those was £29.99 for one, I don't think I'd question it.
The thing is with these, they are plastic. And a lot of people go, oh, plastic's bad. Yeah, but not this plastic, okay, because it's UV stabilised, it's frost resistant, it's not a single-use plastic. It's not the kind of cheap plastic pot that you can buy elsewhere that isn't frost resistant and UV stabilised, that will, it'll crack and break because it'll just get weathered. This is designed to not do that, so it'll last for many years.
Sorry, I had to laugh. Was it a garden centre? I've been to a couple of garden centres recently. Only I love to have a nose around. I'm very ready to buy anything. But they had a whole selection of terracotta pots that were on offer. And there was a big sign saying frost-resistant, frost-proof. And do you know what? I looked at them, so many of them were cracked. So many. It was like, I shouldn't take a picture, actually, but a massive percentage of them had chips or big cracks in them. That is what happens, sadly. These are going to last you many, many years, if not decades.
Years. And they look beautiful.
And they, if you've got a bad back, they're a lot easier to move around. So even if you've got a really bad back, like I have, I can actually lift that, Bex.
You can, can't you?
Yeah. Look at that. So it does make such a bit. And I know Bex has just said it, but you've got really good drainage in those, so they're not going to get waterlogged. And basically, one of the big things that kills plants and rots away bulbs is too much water. You know, so there's a few plants that love to be waterlogged, but not many. So great drainage on those as well. Love those. And
this
then
one's called Brooklyn. Look at that.
Now this is a bit. What's the other one that I've got one similar to this?
Don't know.
Oh, begins with an L.
From here?
Yeah, it's not quite the same design. Anyway,
all right, I like the size of this one,
yeah.
First of all. 15-inch diameter, really good size there. Plenty of drainage in the bottom there, but I really like that mottled design on the side.
I think it looks fabulous.
Really gorgeous. It's, faux rock, we're calling it. Yeah, it definitely looks like a sort of carved rock, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm not being funny. You would never, ever know.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that. That's definitely one. When you look at it, you'd be like, yeah, that's stone for sure.
It's the Laval that I've got.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I love that. I'd say it looks solid. It looks as if it's made of some kind of stone, but it's not. It's lightweight. It's UV resistant. Got great
the colour as well.
Oh, it's great.
Real
nice
natural colour,
earthy
colour. Yeah, definitely. Going to work with so many different plants as well. Camellia would probably look really good in there.
That is amazing at that price, isn't it?
Love it.
And actually, a lot of the grow your own that we've had, like the Tayberry and the black raspberry, you can actually grow a lot of the grow. If you want your grow your own to look a bit more attractive,
that would be a great size for them, actually. Yeah, definitely. But no extra drainage holes need drilling in there. You've got the raised bits as well, which means that any extra water is going to be able to drain away from there. Really beautiful plant there.
I don't think we've seen that one before on the show, have we?
We have not.
No, I've seen it on the website, but it's new to the show today. That is a really nice pot, isn't it? And,
lovely.
I'm sure it's going to sell really, really quickly today. 130567 for the Brooklyn Rounder planter in the faux rock. And we have still got, by the way, an offer on what I call this the Christmas pot, because I think this can look quite. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
It's just because it's got the gold bits to it as well, isn't it?
But I think this one could look quite Christmassy.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, Bex, let me just get the Camellia. What do you think? And these are the pine cone planters. But look at this.
Yeah, that look really beautiful.
I like that, don't you?
Yeah, it's the gold, it's the black against the green and the red. That look really pretty.
So you imagine some nice little twinkle lights on here as well, some little, little battery operated fairy lights, some pine cones around the edge there. That would look fantastic as a Christmas display outside your home, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
I really like that. Oh, I am getting excited now. I am.
And we've still got a deal on our Torinos. We've got the deal back on our Torino planters. A lot of you took advantage of these earlier on in the year. And I was ranting about these, about how good it is to get pots of this size, because what I find with these is that they just don't require massive amounts of compost or plants in order to make, to change over your displays. In fact, get this alongside your Helleborus, because you get 3 Helleborus, you get 3 of these.
Yes.
These are going to be the perfect size, certainly for initially for the Helleborus. And again, you've got the black, you've got that lovely sort of copper colour on here, which is going to really make those Helleborus stand out really beautifully. And actually, if you did that, you get your 3 pots, you get your 3 Helleborus, you've got 3 gorgeous Christmas gifts right there, haven't you?
And actually, I don't think you need anything else. I mean, I'd maybe just top dress it with something.
Maybe, but yeah, that will fill out nicely.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need anything else there at all, would you?
Oh, they'd look really good, wouldn't they?
Really beautiful.
That's a great Christmas gift.
Love it.
And actually, so I'm just working out the price here. So you get 3 planters for $3.99.
Because it's a buy one, get 2 free.
So that's I'll just round it at £4. And you're going to use the code, obviously, YGTV4424. And then your 3 Helleborus, so just under £50. So yeah, under £20 for those. Yeah. For 3.
Very, very nice.
Really nice little present there. Right. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone that's been part of the show. You can still send in any messages. You can still send in sympathy messages from the back.
Or you can laugh at him like I've been doing all the way through. You don't mind.
I don't. I'm used to it. YGTV at
used to you being mean to me.
It's not that bad, is it?
No, you're all right.
If you do want the Christmas roses, $14.99. And remember, they are repeat flowering. They love a shady area. They're Christmas roses. but they flower sort of from now right the way through to March, April time. You randomly sometimes even get Helleborus flowering occasionally in the summer as well. But it's a lovely variety, one of our top sellers from last year, and that is 560054. Now, really popular is that gorgeous, divine, dwarf flowering almond prunus, the granulosa sinensis. Now this one is it's a shrub basically, so it's a bush, I should say. It's not going to grow more than about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, multi-stemmed, but you will get all of that incredible cherry blossom in springtime. And what I mean, God, I'm just thinking about spring. When the blossom comes out, it's just spectacular, isn't it? And this will always flower before the leaves are fully developed, so you get this massive pink and they're all like doubles. And then you'll be followed by the foliage. It is deciduous, so it will lose its leaves in the winter time, but it's never going to grow too big, this one. So it's only ever going to grow to about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. Ideally, it would like a sunny but sheltered position, so lots of sun but not too exposed, because you don't want that blossom to succumb to strong winds or anything like that. But it is a double up deal, so one for £12.99, two for £19.99, 511510 on that double up deal. Club members, you'll get yours for £18 for two. Then we've also got a few little Christmas ideas, and this is our Ho 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 doormat. So it's, first of all, it's a really practical doormat. It's got a non-slip backing, it's made of coir, so it will grab onto dirt and say, debris. When in terms of cleaning it, basically, if there's mud on it, let the mud dry and then just give it a nice brush. And that's how you keep it nice and clean. Eco-friendly as well, using natural coconut fibre on that one, and that is 160477. We've also got a really nice natural wreath for you as well. So it's made predominantly of natural ingredients, so lots of like pine cones and things like that. But it's been decorated with little stars and little cherries and the mushrooms as well. And it's a wreath that you can bring out every single year. And that is only £13.49 for club members, 160480. Really like that one, actually. But everything we've got is on our website. We've got some lovely bulbs for you, which are coming up next as well. But don't forget, everything is on our website. And if you do spend £40, you will get free delivery on your order. If you spend under £40, we cap it at £6.99. And if you are buying any of the fruit trees, generally speaking, you will get your free gift today, which is a steak and a tie to go with those. So that is free with the majority of the fruit trees today. Now we've still got some bulbs to show you. Get any more messages coming in, Bex?
Just a few, yeah. I mean, a few people disappearing, unfortunately. Elaine's got to go for a hospital appointment, so bye, Elaine. Hope everything's fine. Ruth's disappeared as well, so thank you for your company. Hope to see you all again on Sunday. No more questions coming through there. I've just checked the email quickly. Nothing on emails at the moment, but if you do want to be part of the show and you want to send us any pictures, we might have a little bit of time before the end of the show to show them. ygtv@yougarden.com.
And by the way, if you are around this afternoon, we have got a TikTok live from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock, which it's got different deals. I'm going to tell you this. If you've never ordered from TikTok, what they tend to do as well, they give you
a new customer deal, don't they?
Yeah, they give you a new customer deal. So between now and then, if you just download TikTok, it's really easy to do. And if you place your first order, it will show you on our shop which products have got new customer deals. And I mean, some of them are ridiculous, aren't they? So yeah, it's worth placing a first order. It really is. Right, which are your favourite bulbs, Bex? I like both of these, don't you?
It's hard, but I'm going to go night today. I'm going to go night today just because I love the colour combination that you're getting here.
I'm going to join you on
I'm
that.
a big fan of tulips as well. I planted loads of them last year.
Did you keep all yours, by the way? Or?
I kept a lot of them, not all of them. But yeah, some of them I just kept the pots. I put them around the side of the house. I'll bring them out next year. But yeah, I love tulips. I thought that it just lighted up my garden in sort of April time. It was beautiful. And this is a really classy colour mix. We often talk about, when we talk to you about the Queen of the Night, this one here, we often say, be great to plant this beautifully with some white for you. Well, we've done it for you because we've added in the Triumph whites in the collection. But what we've done is add that middle one in as well. This one's called the Flaming Flag, which means you've got the white of the Triumph, you've got the sort of purpley colour of the Queen of the Night. It is the best mixture of bulbs right there. I think it's gorgeous colour combo.
There's a garden company that's, I won't mention the name, but they're very sort of like designer, and it's all about colour theming and things like that. And this really does look like a designer collection. It's been so well put together. And, you know, sometimes it is difficult, isn't it? I mean, I think we all sometimes look at our displays and think, oh, that could have been better, oh, that doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
But this has just nailed it. You know those tulips together in a pot with nothing else are going to look absolutely spectacular. Having said that, I think they work really well with the Pansy Cool Wave. To me, those two are meant for each other.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, if you plant your Pansy Cool Wave now, with the bulbs, you're going to get all of those joyous pansies.
Tumbling and trailing.
And then you're going to get the height of the tulips. That's what I'm doing anyway. Definitely going for those two today.
Very nice.
But I'm with you. I think that collection is stunning.
Yeah.
And the value, you get 20 of each of those, 20 of the flaming white, 20 of the flaming flag rather, the triumph white, and the queen of the night. So they're going to give big, big displays. I always think there are some amazing tulips nowadays. The breeding's been phenomenal over the past few years. But I like the fact that these are the classic kind of goblet shape, but beautiful, unusual colours. That Queen of the Night is really striking, and that flaming flag with the purple undertones is gorgeous. And then the other collection that we've got here, we've called this the animal collection purely because of the names, because you've got the apricot fox, which is that really lovely kind of orange tulip. You've got the Narcissus quail, which is a really popular classic, and then you've got the pheasant eye, which is that white narcissus at the side there. So 20 of the tulips, 20 of the pheasant eye, and then 25 of the quail. So it adds up to 65 amazing bulbs. When I say amazing, they're really good size. They're all really firm, so you won't open up our bulbs and find lots of squishy ones. And every single one of these, without fail, should produce a magnificent flower next springtime. And that collection there will take you through sort of like March and April time at just $14.97, 600 438. I think that's a lovely, really quite unusual collection there.
Absolutely beautiful. Can I just show these pictures, Stu, of my lovely little apricot fox quick? Because I've just taken over the Apple TV. These are the ones that I grew last year.
Nice.
So there's the apricot fox that I planted, and they were absolutely beautiful.
And I love that.
adored
Do you know what?
them.
I love the fact that you planted those all en masse. God, these were.
video.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how good your tulips looked last year.
Oh, there's my full tulip display.
You went tulip mad, didn't you?
I did go a bit tulip mad, yeah.
No, it worked. I mean, look at that.
It was so good, honestly. Loved it.
Do you know how many did you plant? Can you remember?
Say again, sorry.
How many did you plant?
I can't remember. I mean, loads. There were so many of them. Look at them all.
I mean, that look.
Just constant displays of tulips.
That is filling my heart with joy.
It filled my heart with joy as well. Look, there's my kitchen window in the background. It was just tulip after tulip after tulip, but it was those apricot fox, which I thought the colours were just so pretty on those.
Do you know what you've done? What? You've just made me want to buy more tulips. I planted loads of bulbs yesterday. I was really pleased with myself, but now I'm thinking I want more. They look great, don't they? And don't forget,
so
if you love the From Day to Night collection tulips, I think they would look excellent with the Pansy Cool Wave berries and cream, and because this is it's our most popular collection of Pansy Cool Wave, and you get lovely purples and whites basically.
Yeah.
So again, it's all themed, it's all colour coordinated. The garden ready, so just to show you here, all of the plants have been, look at those roots.
Amazing root systems on here. This is what we mean by garden ready. They've just been grown on. So they are absolutely ready for you to plant out. And these are going to flower for up to 10 months of the year. Super easy, lovely colour combination. And of course, most people use them as annuals. At this price, you absolutely can. But if you want them to come back next year, you can make them come back next year.
And out of all the pansies that we bring you, they are the most prolific in terms of flowering. They generally do flower for 10 months of the year. You just get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. The pansies are slightly smaller than some of the varieties. So something like the Britannia that we had on the other week, they are smaller than those, but they are still bigger than a standard viola. And it is all about the amount of flowers that you get. And just keep, when you've got time, just take off the dead ones and they will just keep going and going and going. But they do tumble, so they're sort of like semi-trail. They won't trail like your petunias would, but they do kind of tumble and cascade. Now, also on today's show, the best value. Did Elaine go for this in the end, by the way? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Apparently, she said she's going to.
Good. I know Elaine's. I think she's left us now, but this is the best value collection. 3 of the fruit trees, the Braeburn apple, a conference pear, and the Victoria plum. But if you use the code, you're also going to get the 3 steaks and the ties to go with them as well.
Yeah.
Why did I put the ties down here, Beth?
I think I did, actually. Sorry. So you get a massive saving
on these
that's
good to help you get up, you know.
£35 saving here, and this is the best price. So we sell in lots of different places. We sell via email and magazines and marketplaces and also, I mean, like Amazon marketplaces and stuff like that. Now, here on YGTV is the best price of all the places we sell this.
So do you know what I've just the steaks are normally £3.99 each, aren't they, with the tie? So a tenner for a triple pack. So if you take off the value of the steaks, they're a tenner. You're actually getting 3 fruit trees for less than £15.
So £5 each,
and these are not, I mentioned earlier, they're not what we call whips. You know, you can go to the supermarket and they'll often sell fruit trees at this time of year or in spring as bare roots. But there'll be unnamed varieties. You're looking, hang on, I don't know that apple variety. The Kudungsky apple, what's that? No, these are the nation's favourites. Braeburn, Conference pear, Plum Victoria, but they're multi-branched. Look at those. And I reckon because these are really good size, you should even potentially get a small crop next year. We don't guarantee it, but year 2, year 3, you are going to get in kilos and kilos of fruit. We just recognised that hand. That belonged to Angela, who used to do the shows for many years. Our lovely Angela.
Crazy lady.
Yeah, who now lives in France. Surrounded by a beautiful garden, I'm sure. But you are getting amazing value. And this is the smart way. If you're thinking, hang on, I've never grown a bare root before, it's not difficult.
No, very easy. When you get them home, you're going to unwrap them, just like Henry's doing here. So put them into a bucket of water, leave them to soak overnight, give them a good drink, wake the plant up. Then you're going to plant it. Now, you can plant it in the ground if you want to, but the point of the mini orchard fruit tree collections is that these are miniature. You can actually plant these into our heavy duty pots and these will live happily in here for many, many years. Bit of compost in there. I would recommend putting some mycorrhizal fungi into there as well, bit of bloodfish and bone, whatever you might fancy. Mycorrhizal fungi would be amazing. And then you're going to plant your fruit tree in there. The grafting point, you can see that knobbly bit, obviously that stays well above any compost surface, but then just fill it in with our premium professional compost, firm it into place, get rid of any air pockets that are in there, give it a water, and that's it. Make sure it keeps moist, let's say, over the winter months. Don't let it dry out. And then you will start getting leaves. You'll start getting blossom. And soon you will start getting fruit as well.
And don't worry if we get frost, if we get snow. They are fully winter hardy. It's not going to be a problem whatsoever. But imagine this. This is great, isn't it? Every single one of you watching right now, if you've just got a small space, a little patio area, 3 pots, and I'm just thinking the space you need for those 3 pots.
Yeah,
it's not huge.
It's not huge at all. You don't need a massive garden. No. You don't need to have bought an extra field like Shaun has. You can just have a small space, can't you?
Yeah.
And you can grow them.
For many years, I always had a small garden.
Yeah, totally.
I think there's lots of advantage of a small garden. There really is. And you can make a small area look very, very nice. But we want everyone to do a bit of grow your own. And this is the best value we've ever seen this for. It is unbelievable. To get the stakes as well and the ties, so they're going to have full support while they're maturing, while they're developing, is amazing. And they're worth £10 alone. But you do need to use that off code today. Don't forget YGTV 4424. If you do want to grow them in pots, I mean, you could grow them in the ground very easily, but this is how the commercial nurseries sell them. They sell them in these pots.
Yeah, and they're brilliant. You know, regulars, I know you know this already, but if you're new to us at YGTV, this is a fantastic pot to use to be able to grow things in. They are commercial growing pots. The reason is they've got drainage in the bottom, excuse me, but they've also got the drainage around the sides as well. So any excess water has a place to drain away from. They've got really strong reinforced handles, which means that you can lift them without danger or fear of the handles ripping off. Shaun's had his, he reckons, for about 15 years.
I have.
Never broken one. I reckon I'm on about year 8 or 9 with mine. Never broken them.
And I honestly, I mean, I've got about, I don't know, 14 of these, 15 of them, lost count, because they're always in use. And like, sometimes I've got things growing in them. Sometimes, the other week, my wheelie bin was full, my green wheelie bin. So I ended up with 5 of these, just full of, you know, grass cuttings and weeds. But this is my greenhouse. And yeah, when I'm deadheading, then of course I use my overjuice pots. They are big. I was just taking off some of the old leaves on the cordyline there, but because they're so easy to carry around, because they're so big and you get so much in them, you know, clearing up leaves at this time of year as well, they're just brilliant. I don't like the garden trugs made of the flimsy plastic that you often see in bright colours. The handles will not rip off on these. They are really, really solid and sturdy. They never blow over, I should say, as well, because they really kind of got a good size and weight to them. I've got 2 Christmas trees from last year that I've kept going. They're going to move to the front of the house soon. I'm going to obviously just decorate them a bit more. But they are just such a brilliant addition to any single garden, and very easy with the handles to move around. And even if there's something heavy in there.
Wouldn't be doing that today though, would you, eh?
I wouldn't. Not with my bad back, Bex. Oh, no.
They're really handy, honestly. I've got so many things growing in mine. My 3 blueberries are in there. My cherry tree is growing in there. Rose is growing in there. Cordyline growing in there. I've grown potatoes. I grew all my tomatoes this year in them. So they're great for those sorts of things.
And they never get waterlogged either. And that is so important because we do get really wet weather quite often now in the UK, and lots of things rot off. The drainage, those extra ones around the side make them amazing. They're such good quality. And that price, I mean, look, $12.99 for 3. Or $11.69 if you are one of our many thousands of club members. I think got 45. Right, just really quickly, by the way, we are nearly out of time. Bex and I are back on Sunday at 9:30.
We are.
So 12. This has been the top seller today. It's the dwarf flowering almond prunus grandulosa sinensis. It's a blossoming cherry tree. It's a gorgeous cherry tree. And you're going to get blossom springtime. You can get hundreds, thousands of these double flowers that the pollinators will love, followed by the leaves. But remember, this is not going to grow big. It is a multi-stemmed shrub that will only grow to about 1.5 by 1.5 metres. Just wants a nice sunny position and a well-drained soil. And what I would say is try and put it in a sheltered position as well, because you don't want high winds to get rid of that blossom too quickly. You want to enjoy that for as long as you possibly can. By the way, it's a double up deal, so it's 1 for $12.99, but you can double up and get an extra one for just another £7. And club members 2 for $17.99.
Lovely email from Lawrence. Thank you so much. He says the 8 sarcococca. Lawrence bought 8 of our sarcococcas last year. He's planted them along his fence. I'll show you the picture. The 8 sarcococca, 1 year on, all budding nicely. So looking forward for the months to come and the perfume that hopefully will fill the air. And with those 8 plants, Lawrence, you're going to have so much fragrance filling the air there. I can see how much those have grown on.
I mean, they really have,
haven't they? They really have. They're going to be absolutely beautiful.
And that every time you come, back and forth from going out, you're going to get that fragrance in the winter.
That fragrance is going to be incredible.
Don't they look healthy?
I don't think we had this email up and running. Did you have it, Stu? I'm just going to search the emails just to see if I can find it from previous. Is that the one? No, that's today's one. I'm going to see if I can find the previous one. That one there. There they were when they first took. So that's the first one.
They just look so healthy, don't they?
So healthy.
Do you know what? I love that kind of mass planting, don't you? That looks really good.
Really good.
Has Lawrence put any bulbs in there as well that I want to know?
Yeah, that'd work quite nicely with some bulbs around.
Would it?
Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Now we are nearly out of time. Don't forget, if you want to join us on TikTok this afternoon, 2 till 4, you just need to download the TikTok app. It's dead easy, and just type in YouGarden, and there we are. Sorry, you reminded me, Bex. There was a clip of you that I saw last night, but it froze you on this. It froze you in this really funny position, and you look like you look like a rapper. It was great. It was really funny.
Amazing.
But there's loads of great offers on that. And actually, what TikTok tend to do is, if you're a new customer, they'll do some exclusive offers for you. So it's really worth, even if you just order once, it's worth doing.
Yeah, and we do lots of houseplants on there as well. So we're a big houseplant supplier. Obviously, we've still got all of the outdoor plants, and that's fantastic. But if you're into indoors and you're into your houseplants, then come and join Shaun this afternoon afternoon on TikTok.
And then we're both back together this Sunday on YouGarden TV, 9:30 to 12:30.
Yeah.
So a final reminder, if you spend over £40, I know a lot of you regulars know this, you'll get free delivery. If it's under £40, we cap it at £6.99. The free gift is the stakes and the ties that go with the fruit trees.
Yeah.
So great for things like the mini orchard, any of the individual trees, the citrus as well. So that will come free as long as you use that offer code. What else? Club members. If you're not a club member, you can actually save 10% on your very first order today.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you can do it on your first order as well.
Same
so it costs £5 to join. Just a little box then, do you want to become a club member? Yep, tick yes. £5 to join, you'll get 10% discount on everything that you buy from us in the potting shed for the next 12 months. It's on an auto renewal, you can cancel it at any point. But the great thing is you get £20 worth of vouchers to spend as well. So it's like free money.
I know. But I'll tell you what, we're going to leave you the details of the Christmas rose. And these are rather splendid. And, you know, there are a lot of different Helleborus that you can purchase. But this is one of the very, very best in terms of repeat flowers. The flowers are lovely as well. They change as they age. So sometimes they'll be more white, sometimes they'll be green, sometimes they'll be
little pinky tinge colour to them. They're really interesting. Yeah, you do get pure white ones like that, but it's rare that you get a full bush of them being pure white, is it? Because you get this lovely journey with them in a kind of changing colour. They're winter hardy. They're easy to look after. They can cope with -20 temperatures. They are evergreen, but they do just die down a little bit over the summer months.
And they do make fabulous displays in pots and containers. We had all of those lovely containers earlier. You know, these would make great winter displays. I just think with Helleborus, there's something very elegant about them.
Yeah, definitely.
Something quite peaceful as well. Look at those. They're just stunning. And what I did say last year, I actually brought them inside at Christmas time rather than to have poinsettias that I'm just useless with. I just actually had these. I made some lovely Christmas displays and they look really, really gorgeous. Now, obviously, don't leave them inside too long and they don't like to be too warm inside, but they could easily be used as part of your Christmas displays as well. But all three of those same price as last year, I believe, as well.
Same price for sure. And what I would recommend doing maybe
I like this idea.
is getting hold of these pots to go with them, because it is a buy one get two free on the Torino deal. So you'll get 3 of those. Obviously the Helleborus are a pack of 3 as well. So you could pot them up into these. They would live perfectly in here, certainly for this year.
Yeah.
And then you'd be able to make your table decorations from them. Bear in mind there are some holes in the bottom though, so just.
And actually, if you bought some of the half-price ornamental bark mulch recently,
a little bit of that around.
Look nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what? It'd be a table decoration at Christmas, and then you can give them away to people to take away as well.
Yeah. So that's it for us. We will see you on Sunday. I'll see you this afternoon. Try and watch us on TikTok, 2 till 4. We've got some lovely houseplants and all sorts of stuff. And Bex, you're going to go home and plant some bulbs, aren't you?
Nah, I'm going to get ready for Halloween.
Oh, of course. I thought you were ready.
Getting me back. It's getting me back.
I will see you
Thanks
on Sunday.
for your company.
Thank you.